You keep saying that it doesn't exist, but yeah, I don't think you know what it is. Yes.
You know what it is?
Yes, I do.
Okay, tell us.
It is facts or information that would increase the probability of a proposition being true.
What?
Do you know what that is?
So where's the evidence?
Do you know what that is?
Racism?
Facts or information
evidence of racism in
that would increase the probability of a proposition being true.
Great. So where's the evidence of racism in this case? Show us.
What do you think would be the evidence, you stupid man?
You're the one who made the claim.
With the fact that there are different race involved, you dum-dum? Would that be evidence of race being a factor, you dummy?
Absolutely not.
Why not? Why is that not a factor?
Because
why would race being involved not be a possible factor in race being the motivation?
Because racism implies bias, and you show no bias.
No, I didn't say racism, dum-dum. I said race. Race. Oh, so you're changing the goalposts. Is that it?
Not at all, no.
Is race a factor, you dummy?
Yes, you mad.
Okay. Is race a factor? He said yes. Thank you. We're done.
Yes,
thank you. Is race a factor, yes or no?
Show us the evidence.
Is race a factor, yes or no?
Show us the evidence.
Is race a factor, yes or no?
You'll have to show me the evidence.
Oh, okay, cool.
All
so
right.
you don't know what evidence is. That's why you keep saying that. What is evidence, El Normo? What is evidence, El Normo?
Do both schools have both races?
What is evidence, El Normo? You obviously don't know what race evidence is, you fucking idiot. Thank you.
I think you've proven pretty decisive racism.
What is evidence? What is evidence? What is evidence?
Evidence is fact. You got any?
And what else? What else? I don't know, that's not the whole definition. You want me to say it again? Exactly. Race is not race, dum-dum.
Oh, so there's no racism in this case. Good. We're making Chris learn something.
Two different concepts, dum-dum. So is race a factor? Is race a factor? Is race a factor, you dummy?
In what way?
Is race a factor, yes or no?
How is race a factor?
Is race in people's decision making?
Show us.
Is it or not?
What people?
In people who appeal to race, obviously.
Well, who's appealing to race in this case?
Human beings. Human beings appeal to it. Oh, you don't appeal to race? Do you appeal to race?
No.
Do you appeal to race?
No.
You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. You're a cockroach liar.
No,
you're a cockroach liar.
You're a
you have no integrity. Shut your fucking mouth.
No, stop squirming on the garbage. I've just blown you out of it. Go take your loss. Go do the walk of shame. And if anybody thinks that race is a factor in this case, just bring the evidence and we'll look at it together. I rest my case.
Race will be a factor in the verdict in this case. People racial bias. There's not going to be any proof that don't.
Oh, so you're making it up then?
Because people, the way people interact with the world based on their experience and based on their judgment, you can't provide evidence for that. But I would put money on it that race. If you were to question these people in a deceptive manner that they would not understand why they make this decision they make, you will see that race is a factor. The fact that this kid is black and kill a white kid is going way on this white people's mind.
Well, let's say the kid was white. Let's say the kid was white. You think he'd be convicted of murder?
You mean if both of them were white?
Yes.
Yeah, he would have had a better chance. One had understood.
But would he be convicted of murder?
I don't think he would.
I think he would.
If black, they said, "Oh, this was a mistake."
I think he would. No. Once you stick a knife in somebody's head open and shut, man, that's the end of that. Game over. That's not ambiguous.
I think to say that race is inherent. I mean, is the schools homogenous? Do they not have mixed races and ethnicities? I mean, the kid would have been around before, so to say that because of that, I think it's more so because they were maybe rivals and they escalated. Once again, back to century kids, they don't have the wherewithal to know that there's consequences because we've protected them from them. But to inherently say that race is involved, I don't know if you can say.
No, but hold on. Part of the reason why the entire jury of the argument is that 97% of the population of that like county job is white. So So you could argue that Carmelo probably felt a little bit on edge because he's a minority, right? Like, I think these are fair questions to ask in terms of like how race was interesting for this case.
Exposure to the opposite race doesn't keep you from being a racist, by the way.
I was gonna say,
Yeah, go ahead.
couldn't the inverse be true though? Being a minority in an area where you are the minimum, like you have an expected air of entitlement. Oh well, nothing's gonna happen to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
if you're saying one way, you have that.
Absolutely not in this country. I don't think there's a single country for the minorities, right? Is racist toward the majority. I know, I take that back. When it comes to race, I take that back.
But even though like even if I granted you that could be the inverse could be true, that just shows that race would be a factor necessarily, right? Like race isn't something that we can afford to ignore when looking at the case. It's a good question to ask though, right? Like it could be the case that he was entitled because he was a minority and maybe he felt like some kind of protected status or privilege type thing. But I just don't necessarily. It doesn't make as much sense to me given the like context or how the way the story pans out. That doesn't seem like entitlement to me. But I mean, that's just me though.
Wait, what?
I would argue that the interaction between the kids might not have been racial. We don't have the evidence for that. What I'm arguing is, I think the verdict would be a racial verdict. I think it's white people would not let a black kid get away with murder.
Let me ask you guys a question. Hilarious. So there's the substantive part of a case, right? And then there's the procedural part of the case, like, for instance, picking the jury, right? I'm going to claim that race is always a part of every single case when it comes to picking the jury. What do you guys think?
That's true.
Wait, hold on. You have, like, okay, so I respect your opinion, your professional experience. I don't know if you're offering that as like a thought experiment, or do you have, what I would want is like psychological statistical analysis that I can present as a study on how people make decisions and how race plays an influence, more so than like dealing with intuitions and experience. You get what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
And I'm wondering if you have, which one are you operating on, if that is your true position. I'm not saying you're being dishonest. And hold on. I'm not saying you're being dishonest. I don't know if you're.
Am I breaking up or is it him?
Which more is a scientific study or a combination of both?
My bad, bro. You're breaking up. I just heard scientific study or combination of both, but I kind of get the gist of it.
Where have you been, girl?
I based this on just what my
Bob was in my room. I was like, where the fuck is she? Bob was in my room. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They were talking. He was saying again that his grandmother is the only Persian one. I was like, where's Narcus?
So Daniel was telling me, that the picture he has in his profile picture is his mom.
No, it's Fatima.
No, it's not.
That's Fatima, yeah.
No, it's not.
Daniel, I'm saying that's your mom. It's Fatima.
See the picture before that.
Oh no, I can't see that one.
Well, I just want to welcome back everybody to Find Islam in the Bible, Megatron's favorite way to spend his day, which is with you. And,
Here we go.
and Abby witnessed earlier Tuna Boy. He made death threats against me.
I've been taking a shower with that ankle bracelet you got there, Ian Rand.
The projection alert system has been activated.
Is that like, do you put soap around it and shit, dude? Like when you're in the shower with that?
Wait, what?
Nothing. He has a pretty little bracelet on his ankle.
Really?
Again, the projection alert system has been activated.
I really see brought back down to humanity. Just speak to this guy Aiden, and he'll make you feel like less.
Yeah, I know him for a long time.
I didn't ask you that, Abby.
I know how he is.
But I'm just saying, I didn't ask you.
Okay, abuse me. More abuse.
No, I didn't bother you. I'm just saying, I didn't ask you.
Abby, she's nice to
She doesn't like me. I'm not gonna promote.
I
She
never
doesn't
said
like me.
that.
She never
Many
liked me.
times I don't. I
She's
never
never
said
liked
that.
me because I'm black.
I didn't know you were black.
Megatron is not black.
He's black from the waist down.
If you were black, I don't know.
I want apples for my face.
Are you black from the waist down or?
Waist down, black.
No, I don't care about
Purple,
that shit.
purple waist down.
Fuck, that's so disgusting.
Yo, look at those tents. Oh my god.
I'm really good.
Oh, well. Oh, well.
Which one?
Baby.
Oh, that's so good.
Love to go away.
Wow. I didn't know you can sing.
She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good. So I can see my baby
No,
well.
I think he's Fatima here. I'm joking.
Yes.
You could bring
I
her
swear she follows me. I don't pay her.
You could bring her in here, and I would be so nice to her, I promise.
No, I don't want her to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't like her.
Because she's gonna do something and I'm gonna get the blame.
No, I would protect you.
Oh, it's okay though. I don't care. But yeah.
But I really like you.
You
Oh,
went in on
thank you. I like you too.
I want you to suck my face.
you went in on her so hard, Sobs.
What year? What?
You went in on her so hard, Sobs.
Fatima?
She went after Fatima so.
No, it was not that bad.
I can't go in on somebody who's anorexic, you know.
I'm anorexic too.
I was told not to do that anymore, so I won't make fun of people who are anorexic. I mean, Fatima is anorexic. I won't make fun of her. I promise.
She probably doesn't care. She literally doesn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just don't think we should talk about food in front of her because it's probably really sensitive. And I feel like
Maybe she'll get hungry and she'll eat more.
Oh, that's true. Maybe she'll eat and do you think she's bulimic? Like she'll eat and she'll just throw it
No,
out?
she's anorexic.
I'm totally true.
She doesn't eat at all.
I hate her. I don't like her.
Don't fucking rob a bank with this fucking chick.
Me?
With me?
Yeah, Abby. Don't ever fucking rob a bank with this chick.
Yeah.
She'll
Why?
spend all her money and put you in jail and take yours.
She confessed.
Yeah.
I feel like you would confess.
No shit.
I would confess.
You would take that money and then say sorry.
No, I would not. I would just give the money back to bank.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
I found so much money on so many times I found money and I will just give it back to or tell the neighbors like, hey, did you lose money?
Well, no, if it's your neighbor's money, yeah.
I mean, where else would I find
different.
money? I don't go somewhere else.
Isn't it crazy how much vacuuming can make a difference?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
100%.
I mean, we always vacuum every day.
You vacuum every day.
Yes.
That's wild.
So do I.
You do?
You have to when you if you have kids.
Yes.
I hate
But we don't even have animals, you know.
Yeah, I don't have animals.
Yeah, well, I even more like once in the morning, maybe once in the evening.
You guys have too much time on your hands.
How many vacuum cleaners do you have?
I have 3 or something.
I have 3. I have 1 for every floor.
I have
We have
Dyson.
2.
I have iRobot.
Yeah, I have a robot too.
I have a good one. I bought it during I have Dream. It's so good. Just does it itself. I also have it cleans the windows itself too, and bathtubs and stuff.
I have every kind of vacuum. I have the Dyson, I have the Shark, I have the...
Yeah, I have Shark.
I have all of them.
Me too. Don't have to show off.
I'm not trying to show off, I'm just
But
saying.
you can. For me, these are like very important things.
Yeah, they're essential. Because I don't have carpets. I can't have carpet in my house. Yeah, fuck the carpet.
I think I have, but I don't have like, it's not carpet.
Yeah, I have carpets, but not. I have carpet floor. Yeah.
I can't do carpets. I see carpet and I'm just like, oh.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
I like bush though.
The fucking odor that comes
It's
out of
horrible.
these things.
Yeah, it's horrible.
You guys don't put like baking soda on there and stuff?
No.
What?
I'm so shiny. It has to be super shiny all the time.
Yeah, but like put it on it, so like it was on the odor.
No man. I use. You know what I have, Metron? Guys, like this little green thing. You know that machine that's super high suction.
Yeah.
So I look carpets, and I also use it. I use it sometimes on the mattresses that I have.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like
It
it mattresses.
sucks it out like
So do I.
so much. There's not much dirt where I live at all.
It's the dust mites
It
that build up.
does. America
Dust
has a
mites.
certain kind of dust. You don't find, especially where I live.
That's
Yeah,
what
he's
it is.
in. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what he looks like.
You know,
But he's on YouTube, so it's not like I'm doxing him or anything.
you know what it looks like. In fact, they had like put it money to get him. I think he had.
Oh, is he the one? He's the one that was debating.
Yeah, the very.
Yes, the one that talks about the bride. Remember the bride one? The bride thing? I
Yeah.
think you were around for that. This is him.
That's why there is no dementia in Israel. If you're a Christian and still don't know that the reversal of memory loss is in the Bible, read the scripture.
So it's kind of like clickbait age. I don't know. People, I think, are
I
maybe
always thought
justifiably really skeptical.
I always thought that.
So at the final apparition she had scheduled on the first visit, in 3 months, I'm going to make everyone believe. I'm going to perform a sign that will make everyone believe. So on
I
October
always
13th,
thought him being like
around midday, which is when the schedule is for all of these apparitions, at this location,
like
which is the
emo
Kitover.
kid. That's what I thought.
But okay, so then we keep going,
Yeah.
and
Look
basically,
at this fucking
we
window
have
that jerks
what happens
off
in
to fucking
September,
Andrew's voice.
and now this is when we're starting to deal with crowds in the tens of thousands have already gathered. And so the apparitions play out as they had before.
Total creep mode.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you see how many views he got? It's fucking amazing. He's at 100,000 views.
Yeah. That's not on his channel, bro.
3.4 thousand likes. I know, but it's still pretty impressive. Ethan Muse. But yeah, that's what he looks
That's
like.
crazy.
I mean, honestly, with all the videos I have combined of Tom Rabbits, I probably make up like 10,000 views.
Well, anyways, I mean,
Is that right?
you could take this 5-hour dialogue with him and just do like a key extracts, and then you're like, wow, okay, great, we got the top 10 here, and then you're done with it. But Andrew will still keep coming here for the rest of his life until Mark Benioff decides to shut down
Why are you
this
complaining about it?
this
Why,
this
what are you
Parasite
doing
app.
now?
Oh, I'm about to go enjoy my best life.
I need information. I don't need you complaining. I need information from you. Yeah, stop projecting. I need information. I want to learn
The
something.
projection
I don't
alert
care
system
about
has
you
been
listening into
activated.
conversations you don't care about.
Well, see, I believe that, essentially, you're wasting your time. I think you can confirm it if you were to be more aware of how you spend your time. But because I film all of my time, I'm well aware of how I spend my time.
Oh, you look at yourself. You have a TikTok where you're just fixing your face, you're looking into the camera, and you're doing absolutely nothing. Do you understand how, like, when I see you doing this, I'm like, he must be either peaking from his, what do they say, your controlled substance, your benzos. You're peaking on your benzos, and you want to share your peak moments of ecstasy when you're jittery, and you feel like you have this tickling sensation that's going up your ass, and then what you're doing is you're recording for everybody to see. That's exactly what's going on. I've been there too, Ian. I've been there. I know what the tickling sensation feels like. It's just better with a man. I'm just letting you know. So that's all you're missing is a boyfriend in your life. You should be doing this with another man. No offense. Maybe a younger man. Because you're like the older one.
It would make a lot more sense if, like, there was a single viewer. Like, let's say there was two watching. And every time you go in, there's like, nobody's watching it. For hours. That's the creepy part. I'm sorry. Why would you do a live stream video? With no fucking viewers. It's a little bit weird. Sorry. Are you doing a performance for yourself? Are you archiving them for them to later be discovered? And maybe after your death, they'll find it and you'll be heralded. It's a great comedic genius. But right now, we're just left to question your sanity. As you sit there and perform for
The
yourself.
projection alert system has been activated.
Dude, honestly, I would have nothing to say to this guy if he didn't come in and was telling us this bullshit. He's just projecting. There's no way. I don't want to complain about John. John, do you, bro? I jerk off the granny porn.
I told him 1,000 times, listen, you should animate it.
I jerk off the granny porn.
I told him it's a prank call or an animated fucking thing. Dude, there's times where he's funny and you get some reactions out of people, and you should just fucking just chop it up, dude, and fucking make a cartoon out of it, dude, and sell it to Cartoon Network. They'll probably take it. Just gets fucking it's Clown House, dude. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Bro, I'm blowing low to fucking 70, 80-year-old saggy fucking women online. You know what I'm saying? I have my
in that fucking creepy house of yours. Do you need to get help, John?
I just want to dedicate this song to all the losers on Clubhouse that won't shut the fuck up. Never had one lesson. Amen. 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 Ooh. Welcome back to Barth's miserable existence here on Clubhouse. We are live streaming from the bunker, listening to Barth and Narges and Zabu and Nero and Regal do their thing, which is patterning. Let's start the show. Take it away, Daniel.
John, this isn't helping you, man. You need to touch some grass. Maybe you'll get some ass. You're just this is no good for your mental health.
The projection alert system has been activated. The projection alert system has been activated. See, the craziest thing is, it's we're investing all this money in these data centers, and the whole world is pretty much video at this point. So I'm actually just ahead of the curve. You guys are still using a fucking retard app. You should be on other platforms, but you're not. I'm here extracting you, harvesting you. I am House Harkonnen here to harvest and extract the spice from your meager existences.
You don't like the people. You're watching too many movies over there. This guy's fucking Oh my god. I gotta see this. Did you see what he's looking at?
It's like he can only hold the tip because there's nothing to hold. So he's just using his his thumb and his index. It's disgusting.
Oh no. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, master.
You don't like my little pan flute? Your projection alert system has been activated. Your projection alert system has been activated. Welcome back to Barth's clubhouse pattern known as let's get a fucking Muslim up here and talk to him. And then that's the show. It's like George and Jerry at NBC and they're like, what's the show about? He's like, it's a show about nothing. And it's like, a show about nothing? He goes, Jerry, don't tell him everything.
What do you think, Darryl? If you had like a proper editor and had somebody just splice all this audio together and made like a cartoon out of it?
You could. I tried to do that. It's very difficult. It's just.
I think it talks to you got to be creative to do it, though. You have to apply yourself and put the effort in, you know?
It's tough. It's very tough. Very, very
I
tough.
understand that.
When, see, the thing is, when you guys say to me, hey, check out this video I made, and I click the link, I'll say, oh, awesome, you're a creative now. But if you just create things to throw it in a mop bucket and then flush it down the toilet, which is what Clown House is, honestly, you're semi-retarded. And the truth is, you're never going to make any money doing this.
Like the fucking Cheech and Chong audio record tracks, or
at least they made money.
The Jerky Boys.
Yeah, they made money,
dude. And then you have like the whole fucking, prank fucking thing going on with the fucking the mic thing, and everybody's doing this blood sport debate shit on TikTok and fucking YouTube and everything else, and it's oversaturated now that it's boring. That it would actually be a breath of fresh air to see something that you could splice together creatively. And have some sort of a representative, whatever the case may be, to put the face to the voice to, and have it a little animated and wacky.
Yeah.
And you can even put yourself in there too, and it would be cool, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's an angle somebody didn't go with yet. If you get what I'm saying. But
well, I know people can't do
in the patience to fucking sit there and edit it yourself, or
I don't know.
Have the creativity for
projection alert detection system has been activated. So what I'm trying to say is that when you have an inflatable,
dude, is I don't really want to fucking. And I'm tired of Andrew and everybody else and whatever the fuck. Like, talk about something positive, dude. What the fuck? Because like I'm not gonna hang out on here if it's fucking negative every day.
Yeah, try reading a book, fat ass. The point is, homeless people, when you try to give them a tent, guess what? They reject it every time. And I'm like, how do you not want a free tent? You're homeless. And they go, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I go, why don't you want a free tent? You're homeless. And they go, no, I'm good. And I'm like, well, your legs are puffy because, yikes, that's called diabetes. And, the pus flowing out of the lower bottom part of your legs onto your second chair, yikes, that's indication of a health problem. What would it be like if you just had your own bathroom or your own bed to sleep on, a place to take a shower and sleep and maybe heal a little bit. That'd be nice, right? Instead of being homeless, sitting on a chair, rejecting a tent, pus dripping out the bottom of your cankles. Hello?
Yeah, Regal, we're of one mind when it comes to like what John needs to do to improve. He needs an editor. He just needs someone to pick the good stuff. Because I don't think there are gems in there, but they're few and far between. So if you edit them into spend the time editing and you animated it, I think it will be a sensation. Absolutely. But there's so much just garbage that he dumps out there. And it's not good.
You can't have the good without the bad. It's impossible. It's yin and yang, black and white.
Why don't you edit them so that it's where you're going to have a storyline or a story arc of different characters, and if you're just dumping it out there, dude.
Yeah, it's just dumping.
Dumping.
What do you think? I'm creating content for like Viacom or something, or news? Like, don't you understand that this is just a live stream in an office, listening to conversations? And I'm sitting here wondering, why am I listening to this? But then I also ask myself, why are these people talking about this for hours on a Tuesday at 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning? Don't they have anything better to do? I guess not.
Too many Deadpool comics. What are you, the character in your own story here, and you're the only one allowed to break the fourth wall or something in John's world?
This would be hilarious. So he could do this thing where he could make himself go viral. So the whole concept is man forgets that he's live streaming, and he just starts doing these absurd things. Like, I think that would be a hit. You just completely forget that you're being recorded, and just do what you normally do. Well, that'll get people's attention. What do you think? What do you think, John?
Well, I've just refreshed my beverage, and I am getting very far in Ayn Rand's Virtue of Selfishness. We're on page 84. And it turns out that this book proves my theory about Clown World and R-word syndrome. And until people on this app decide, you know what, I'm going to shut the fuck up and stop automatically talking all the time and responding in gibberish, basically. And maybe I'll try to read a book for 15 minutes a day on this app. Oh my God. I would come to your room and listen to you reading a book. I would come to your room and listen to you reading a book.
People can't take a look. So could you imagine being John, but not having medical benefits? And to get so nervous. Like I would be a nervous wreck on a daily basis, not being medicated.
Ooh.
Have medical insurance. I see why you went to get the medical insurance.
Okay, Barth. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Another exciting
I wonder
episode.
if anyone in his life knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like sitting at a desk with like 15 cell phones pointed at himself, broadcasting into the ether. I mean, no one's listening.
Nobody.
I mean, unless this is just traveling.
Beautiful.
He has.
Nobody's listening.
like
I'm cutting down all these trees and there's
radio
nobody here.
strike a distant civilization and he'll be a success. I mean, that's about how low the probability is that he will be successful in whatever it is he's doing here.
Hello?
But as far as his medication, yeah, if you were medicated, I think you would have a better chance. And I think this explains why he is as nervous as he is. And I think this explains why he doesn't have that sort of medical lifeboat. He's just sinking. Bro, you're sinking. Now he's posting the live stream.
Projection alert system detected.
Let's look how many viewers.
Projection alert.
Alright, let's look at some. How do I copy this? Oh, fuck. Okay, I got it. How do I copy this? Alright, I'm gonna. Oh my god, the guy is just so mentally ill. John, alright, so he's live streaming a black screen. It's not even, there's nothing, no noise. It says John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate, 2027, podcast, news, philosophy, psychology, politics, culture, yoga.
Mm-hmm.
It has one view. I'm the only person viewing it. And it has links to his. Now he's the mayor. It has links to his. The mayor that was like convicted was alleged of fucking election fraud publicly. And by the way, let me pin that link up there. It's a fucking doozy. So you just type his name in.
It's a doozy!
Degrees tomorrow. 90. Wow.
Let's talk about the weather, baby.
Yo, fuck that. That's gonna be terrible. Alright, this is the document that pretty much shows that John was involved in election fraud. And where there's smoke, there is certainly fire. There we go. Let's have a little read here. Board of Elections begins candidate removals. Congressman Darren LaHood will not have a primary challenge as Republican John Kitover was removed from the ballot. Kitover was found to have only 266 signatures. It was alleged the candidate committed widespread fraud. And the board even voted before the petitions to the Attorney General and State's Attorney. So, John, I think maybe you should be spending your time in a better way than committing election fraud and just smearing shit on your reputation, reputationally. So reputationally, it's like literally smearing human shit on your face. On your face.
Oh boy, projection
Election
system.
Fraud, and you were only able to get 266 fucking valid signatures. It's no good, John. Can someone invite John up? It's not letting me do it.
Yeah, I just want to say that Illinois.com is not a credible news website. The founder of that piece of shit website, his name is Finkston. He's a Republican operative working on behalf of the Darren LaHood campaign to besmirch my good name. I committed no fraud. There's been no investigation. There's been no arrest. There's been no charges other than a news blurb by a big fat turd with a huge herpes sore right in the middle of his lip. That is who published this. It's all a lie. The lawyer who represented Darren LaHood is a punk who wore a Bears hat to the trial. And on top of that, I accused Darren LaHood of committing fraud 1,000 times. He only accused me of it once in a third-party news source, so he's a classy guy. But why would he ruin his 10-year career in Congress by even mentioning my name? It just makes no sense. So this was just a way to besmirch me, defame me, because the truth is I actually got over 100 votes in the actual election. People hate my opponent, Darren LaHood. He has created $20 trillion in debt in 10 years. Because every year we create $2 trillion in debt. He's been there 10 years. It's over $20 trillion in debt. He lied to everybody about the COVID-19 vaccinations. He took millions of dollars from Pfizer, Big Pharma. He owns law firms throughout the country with his father. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And, it's just politics. And until you actually enter the fray and put your name on a ballot or a petition, you will have no idea what you are talking about, sir. It is a game. I committed no fraud. My soul is crystal clear as Jesus' heart. Amen.
Yeah, but John, when you type your name into Google, it's on there. So the bottom line is that people are going to get the wrong impression if this is a type of libel, and you can have it removed easily. So the question now remains, why aren't you having it removed?
Well, I requested Google remove it from the search results. They said no. I haven't contacted the publisher.
You can sue the fucking. They're saying
he's reporting. No, you don't understand where the actual news source came from. It came from Darren LaHood's attorney, who gave a speech at the Election Commission, and he was quoting my website, quoting my YouTube. It's on video, and then he took that video clip of that lawyer defaming me and put it into a little paragraph on his website. That's it. And I don't care if some fucking fat pig who ain't gonna make it a couple more years because he's a disgusting fat pig. I don't care if his website's gonna go away. It's a know-nothing website. I'm not worried about my character, reputation online. I've done my work. I've played my games, and I am complete and unsatisfied. I'm happy with what I've done. This has been a lot of work. You have no idea how much effort and time and money I've put into politics. It's been a great joy. It gets you very high shitting on the biggest pieces of shit. Because you think I like coming here and making fun of Megatron, who's got a wife and kids and no pension, no retirement. He's going to be indebted the rest of his life, probably croak out, never get to enjoy a good life of retirement. I'm just trying to say that at the end of the day, you always have to ask yourself, was it worth it? Was your experience doing what you're doing worth it? Hello?
Yeah, the only problem is that it very well may be the case that this is just a false claim. So the claim is that there was an allegation. It says you has 266 valid signatures. It was alleged the candidate committed widespread fraud, and the board this is the allegation. The board even voted to forward the petitions to the Attorney General and State's Attorney. So that's a claim that can be proven or disproven by contacting the board.
What's so funny
see if that's true.
Is
it was a candidate committed widespread fraud, and the board even voted to forward the petitions. Okay, so the board did it.
Under the recommendation of Darren LaHood's lawyer.
John, the board decided to forward it.
I know. And here I am talking to you. I guess their forward to the Attorney General here in Illinois resulted in no merit. Because honestly, if there was intent or there was actual operations, it's not there, my friend. They didn't commit any election fraud. And the irony is, the people who are accusing me of this, they just recently accused a governor candidate of the same bullshit. It's just politics, bro. They put this shit in the news to try to defame you, to prevent voters from flipping on the pre-elected politicians. Try to do something with your life instead of analyzing a little defamation of John Kitover on the internet. I sit here and record you guys for months now. Sometimes I create recording studios dedicated just to your room, just to record you independently of other rooms throughout the whole day. That's a lot of work. You know, you never go to my YouTube and actually go through the lives and say, Jesus Christ, this guy's got 100,000 Clubhouse rooms live on YouTube. That's a lot of work. You know, oh my God, I really enjoy his work. He's a great artist. He puts out so much content. It's unbelievable. Magnanimous.
Well, how can we, so is the objective have videos now? Or is the objective just to create an archive of these conversations, unedited? I don't see the vision of it. I don't get what can you help me out, just understand a little bit more of your vision of it? So the idea is just having if you go to John's channel, you have on offer like hundreds of different conversations. Is that the idea? But they don't have no one's viewing it, man. No one's viewing them, man. Is that problematic for you, or is that part of the... I presume you want people viewing it, John.
No, it's not problematic because I'm actually just doing what you're doing, but I'm just filming myself doing what I do. And my opponent, Darren LaHood, he's going up against a Democrat candidate. Now, I challenged both of their petitions. They audited my petitions. You saw that I had over 200 plus confirmed signatures, but they did not audit my opponent's signatures. And he only had 1,600 plus signatures. He wasn't expecting anybody to challenge him. And guess what they did? They rejected my challenge and did not audit his petitions. And guess why? Because he probably didn't have the required number of signatures, which is 1,550, to actually get on the ballot. He was that close. And so politics is dirty. And the people at the election board, they know people. They know the candidate. He's been there 10 years. They have favored candidates. They persecute and prosecute. There's no transparency. There's no equality underneath the law in these election courts. It's strictly lawyers and judges. And until you actually get into politics, you will not realize that the vote is rigged. Your average citizen cannot get on the ballot because lawyers and judges control who goes on. And really, our democracy or our representative republic, it's a joke. And you might be a part of that joke. Hello?
Hold on. We're not all doing what you're doing. We're not just sitting there watching videos. Like, we're doing other stuff. You literally just sit there watching yourself. So you're claiming that you're doing what we're doing. No, like, I have a whole life. What are you talking about? I'm like cooking and working out. I'm doing my chores. I'm addressing emails. I'm not just sitting there fucking watching myself. What a fucking loser.
Do you know anyone in here? Honestly. And also, John, so 266 of them were valid. How many did you submit? So then we can see how many of them were rejected. Did you submit at least 2,000? That means of the 2,000 submissions, only 266 were valid.
No, that's not true. You've never actually reviewed the audit. I have the audit paperwork. Hundreds of signatures were determined to be out of district. This has to do with the redistricting in those towns. It's such a scam, my friend. Plus, 250 confirmed signatures out of 1,600 is actually pretty good for a first run when they just automated.
You submitted 1,600 signatures.
Yeah, and I didn't actually get to contest their contestations. So, listen,
So of the 1,600 signatures,
we've litigated this.
266 were considered valid. Really?
And you don't think that that's suspicious?
My friend, 266 guaranteed confirmed voters voted for, signed for me. Hundreds more that lived across the street that were out of district were negated from being on my petition. The point of the matter is that I was audited. My opponent was not, despite my legal challenge. So there's a double standard. I'm exposing political corruption. Do you have any idea what the government is getting away with every single month? Every single year? You don't care. You're just a fucking car insurance salesman who sits here and talks shit to Muslims all day. Who the fuck are you? I'm a public, politician. I'm a musician and a magician. Who the fuck are you? Hello?
I'm not putting myself out there like that. I'm not running for public office. That's the difference. But I think that there should be some degree of scrutiny applied in this instance. So there's 266 valid. You say that the remaining of that 1,600 total.
If you wanted to talk to the employee that I had generate the signatures, you could do that. Listen, courtroom Daniel, you've already litigated this a gazillion times against me. It's pathetic.
Relax, please. I want to ask a specific question. How many? So you say that you submitted 1,600, 266 were valid. How many of them were not out of district? They were just fake signatures. They just weren't. There was no person attached to them.
Well, I didn't generate any of these signatures, so that question is a great question. But you'd actually have to look at the audit paperwork, because when they audit your petitions, what they do is they scan it in, they give you a PDF, and then there's a secondary sheet which is what you're challenging specifically on that petition. So I have the audit sheet. It's like 300 pages long. Do you want to see it? And you can actually review what they put together in the audit. Is that how you want to take this? Is that how interested you are?
In the audit, how many signatures were fake?
It doesn't state that. You'd have to review the paperwork and actually see what was challenged.
Why is it that 1,400 were rejected?
Every single signature was individually scrutinized against the database.
John, you couldn't all be out of district. What were the other reasons why these signatures were rejected?
Well, you've never actually challenged a petition. You probably don't even sign petitions, so you wouldn't know. That's why you have to ask a subject matter expert like Politician John.
They pay college students to collect signatures. I know exactly what you do.
All right, well then great. I'm happy you know. So happy you know.
They pay people $5 a signature. They go to the area and they pay people to collect signatures.
That's right. You've probably done it yourself, so you can get yourself a Subway sandwich in an afternoon.
Relax.
I'm very relaxed. This conversation is already a redundancy, and unfortunately, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm moving myself to the audience. I'm sick of this conversation with you. Have a great day.
What the hell is your problem? What the fuck is his problem? He has 1,600 signatures. 266 were valid, and then he claims the remaining 1,300 or 1,400 signatures were out of district, which I find that very difficult to believe. What kind of a blunder would you make that you're having people sign signatures for your congressional run that aren't in your fucking district? The whole point is that they're in the district. That's just a lie. So presumably, a good deal of these are fucking just fakes, fake signatures. Not even attached to anybody. And you could get in trouble for this shit, man. It's not just a joke, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make to you. It's yucks on here, and you can have fun. But what you did was something that you crossed. You weren't using proper judgment. You crossed a line that you shouldn't have done. Being a lunatic.
This is so funny.
And you being called out on this is going to prevent you from fucking doing it in the future. So you don't have something on your record like this. You did something stupid. I want to make sure that you know that so you don't do it again. It's not just a joke, dude. What you did wasn't just a joke anymore. Like, you fucked up. And I've notarized the forms. I've even notarized professional applications. So what they do is they pay people, homeless people, they'll go to low. You know, someone that has a job is obviously not going to be going around collecting signatures. So a typical petition will have like 10 or 15 signatures on it. It's not just one at a time. And they pay these people, I think it's $5 for each signature that they get. And of course, these people go in because they want the money and don't want to do the work of getting signatures. They just write in there big names and shit. You can even see it. That the signature is the same handwriting on the same petition. And there's a lot of money involved in this, and that's why when John was fucking around in there, that's why they actually took action against him. Because it cost them a ton of money to get these signatures. Now I'm going to have to contact the board, the Illinois Board of Elections, and get some of the publicly available information. Let me see if I can find any. See if we can find any contact information. Illinois State Board of Elections.
He's still going at it.
I'm just in here testing club deck. Whatever. Oh, is it? That's it.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, but he's just testing sound on Club Deck.
I've never used it. I should try it.
You would have a lot better like it would definitely work better for what you try to do.
Do you like it, Joe?
I mean, I don't know. Like is subjective.
Do you?
Isn't it crazy though that it's not a Clubhouse product? It's like, what?
That is weird.
Y'all don't hear anything.
No, I just hear you. Your voice. Are you playing something? If you're playing something, I can't hear it.
Yeah, I'm playing off YouTube. I wonder how. I gotta figure out how they get the YouTube clips.
Well, how did you play it before? What was playing? Oh, that was just on the soundboard.
Yeah, they just have those already built in.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of features. You've used Club Deck before, right?
No.
Oh, really?
Nope. I just get a new burner phone when I need one.
Oh. Gosh, I only used it like a few times for my laptop.
Let me ask AI.
What should be the room title tonight? Is Carmelo Anthony a murderer, or is he innocent of self-defense by sticking a knife in somebody's chest? Hello?
Yeah, no.
Did you get a new job, or are you still looking for a job, Ann?
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Damn, you'll be ready to retire by the time you start working.
What'd you say?
You'll be ready to retire by the time you start working.
Shut up. You're telling me. You're telling me, sir.
Why don't you just come on Clubhouse and do tarot cards or psychic readings or natal charts?
Come on. Do you know who you're talking to?
Or prayer circle. I don't know. There's so many ways to make money on the internet. You just have to be, you have to have fun with it and be creative. But even Kalshi, I mean, you could do Kalshi analysis. You need to get people to buy you a cup of coffee and find value in what you're creating.
Yeah, people. Do you know how much money people make on TikTok?
I mean, on all platforms. Like, you could be a fucking Facebook publisher. There's just people out there that are really good with aggregating content.
Yeah.
But there's so much competition. I mean, the thing is, like, if you want to get into the mortgage industry or financial services, like, fuck, like, you should have an Instagram about it at least, to show you're interested in it, because there's industry news. There's like state organizations, like there's in Illinois, there's the Illinois State Bankers Association, and they have a periodical, so it's like you should be creating content about your industry.
Like Jonathan Bing.
Basically, I mean, I hate that guy, but I mean, I don't hate him. I'm just saying, like, at least he's fucking creating content about, what he does. He has a license. He puts his NLMS whatever number in his bullshit, so he can actually get you a mortgage.
Yeah, he wanted me to sign up for one of his classes.
Oh God.
And then it's $10,000. And
oh my God.
When you're done, you get like all these leads and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. It's very difficult business, but it is a business.
Yeah, for sure.
Why don't you just look for a state, or federal job, or, I mean, how's your career search going? Are you are you experimenting, or are you just specific?
No, I'm I essentially have gotten to the point where I've been applying for everything now because I'm not too good for any job now. I need income.
Do you have a casino by your house?
What?
Is there
30 minutes?
Well, that's doable. Why don't you look at their website and look at a dealer position, and you could deal blackjack, be a cocktail waitress or just deal cards. I mean,
I've applied to waitress there like many times at like all three of the casinos, and I never got a call, and I had experience. Like I did bartend for like 10 years. And then,
we'll try to follow them because they post the days when they do interviews, and then they'll send you to their like casino operations school, and they'll actually like teach you how to be a dealer.
yeah, my dad, he worked at Chrysler, but then he did like, he got his like dealer certifications because when he was retired, he wanted to like just deal, blackjack or whatever. And it's only like a 2-week course.
Well, you could also. What about the post office?
Yeah, I can try that. It's really hard to get in there, but I can try. It doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I interviewed with the Social Security Administration once, and as I was leaving Los Angeles to my mom's house in Colorado, they called me. They're like, "We got you the position." I was like, I'm moving. I'm in the process. I am not coming back, but I thank you for the offer." And it was a federal position, which is like they're never, unless there's a riff, it's not going away, or you can come back. But those federal positions are like gravy because those positions just never end.
Right. My friend works for the postal service. Like she's the one that delivers mail and stuff.
Yeah, my mom did it 30 years. It's hard work. That's what I say. If you were smart, you could find a way on your cell phone and do it in your PJs at home. But you got to offer real value,
I literally just I just applied because I go on the district, like the district of work with my daughter's like school district, to see if there's any job openings, and I just applied to be a bus driver. They you have to get your chauffeur's license. I'm like anything, but yeah, the postal office. I should look into that. That's a good idea.
What about realtor? Do you have a realtor's office near you?
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing you could do because basically it's just admin work and showings. You don't have to know shit. It's just open this door, process this paperwork. Congrats. You just process the transaction and here's your commission. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. You could pass that realtor's exam. It's written for children.
I know. I'm like, that exam I heard was really, really hard. And
It
I've
is
worked
not.
in the industry for so long.
It's not hard. You will
really
pass it. You will pass it. It is not that hard. Just trust me. The questions are like common sense questions. You could pass that test. But that's if you want to work in a realtor's office. Love your love life and your job is like geographic proximity. So look in your immediate area and look, maybe you could, there's just so many options, but anyways, good luck. Don't retire before you start working.
I appreciate that.
And I got to restart my computer for what I just installed.
Okay.
So then I'll come back and test again. But I'll get this set up. So give me just a minute. I got to end this right.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Heronstone.
Heron will do.
Is it Heron or Heron?
Are we going to start playing games?
Well, I got one question for you, and only one question.
Okay, let's hear it.
Is
This is going to be good.
is your title a projection?
Well, of course, we've all been I'm in rehab. We're all brain damaged language monkeys. The only question is whether you're in rehab or not.
Well, you know, there's that saying, those who know do not know. Those who say do not know. Those who know do not say. So it's like everything is a projection. All communication is projection. But if you're aware of it, that's the spice. So when people are projecting, I like to say the projection alert detection system has been activated. The projection alert detection system has been, and hopefully they see that they're projecting on you, but many times they do not.
Almost never. Can you recall one instance when it ever worked?
Yeah, I mean, I guess with myself, but not with other people.
Yeah, it does work with yourself. It works great with yourself.
It's just so obvious, though. I mean, that's why Alan Watts and other books, they say a sage never criticizes anyone, because if a sage is going around pretending to be a sage and he starts ad hominem other people and criticizing people, well, that just won't work. You can't be a sage.
It's not about criticizing people, but you sure as hell can criticize their behavior.
Yes and no. I mean, Ayn Rand and objective ethics would say, yes, make moral pronouncements, but a sage flying in the sky isn't going to bother criticizing this or that. That's the point.
Well, who cares about a sage flying in the sky?
Well, I mean, you know, Alan Watts and D.T. Suzuki, they say enlightenment is just like ordinary life, except 2 inches off the ground. And so, well, you got these retards that say they're doing yogic flying. And maybe they're right. Maybe they really are.
Well, the thing is, I just don't understand why you spend so much of your energy and intellectual stuff on issues like this. Who cares? Why
it's not issues like this. It all has to do with your room title. Because what you're doing is it seems to me like you're unaware of what you're even doing.
Is that what it seems like to you?
Yeah, it seems to me like you're projecting that your own brain is fucked up onto other people, and you're unaware of that. Is that projection about your projection or my projection?
I'm sorry, I missed that. Say it again.
Is that my projection about your projection or my projection about my projection?
You know, I don't really care. You figure that out.
Well, it's not up to me to figure out. It's up to the viewers, the listeners, because you know I'm gonna jump in a.
Listeners here. It's just you and me and a robot.
We talking about you're live on 30 different YouTubes. 300 people are watching this conversation right now, all across the world. We got little.
Because you're on that right now. That's it. So you brought me into your thing. So now a bunch of people are listening to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's one huge network. And
so you're saying there are other people on here live right now listening to this?
On multiple platforms, on multiple accounts.
How many people would you imagine are actually listening?
Wait, let me total it up. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0? How many zeros till you get past the 0? Oh, we got a 1. We got one.
Whatever. Listen. You and I are here. That's enough.
It's just a joke, meaning that like Um, this app. I think this app will shut down personally because
Well, of course it'll shut down. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, exactly. But I went to the town hall, and they had a town hall here 2 days ago, and the people running this app are just so clueless.
Listen, I don't want to even hear about it. I know that. I've been here for, I don't know, 5, 6 years, whatever. I've been around since the beginning. I don't want to hear about how lame they are. I know they are. I'm disconnected from that bullshit. I come here and start my room, and that's my interaction.
Well, what's great is it really won't matter if the app shuts down because there's just other replacements out there for what you're doing.
Well, I haven't found a better one yet, but
You're not using X Spaces?
I've heard about it and I've gone there and I haven't seen exactly. This satisfies me for now. No, if I have to, that's certainly one place I'll check out.
What other thing I wanted to tell you was on Amazon I bought a memory foam meditation cushion, which is ergonomic memory foam. So it supports your legs and your sacral and all that. It supports it perfectly ergonomically with the memory foam. So that is exciting, because the sleeping leg syndrome and the pain of sitting, now you can ergonomically sit into memory foam and offer a much better experience.
You're talking about for meditation.
Yeah.
What posture do you use? I mean, are you sitting with a full lotus or half lotus or just cross-legged or?
Just cross-legged.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why you need special stuff. That doesn't work very well.
Well, I have other meditation cushions that if I sit there, I've been getting
You don't need a cushion if you know how to sit.
I know, but it's like a ritual practice of using a specific tool to,
Listen, I'm not going to criticize. Listen, I don't even do any, real meditation anymore. I mean, where I sit and do it properly. It's been ages.
Well, I have found that the best meditation is just chanting books, like Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching or Bhagavad Gita or Dhammapada.
Well, yeah, the best for you. What works for you. That's good. Yeah.
Well, what I don't think people are aware of is that, the concept of meditation is just focused attention. So when you chant a book, you have to focus your attention to do that. So it puts you in a very focused state of mind, unlike, these casual conversation state of minds. It's very unique. It's transcendental.
Your idea about meditation, it's completely different than my whole approach to meditation. And I don't know. You come here with all these statements that are so broad, and you're really talking about your own personal experience. You're not talking about the way the world is. You're talking about the way you like to do things, which is perfectly valid. But
yeah.
You put it out there like this is the way the world is.
Well, I'm just saying that I record myself doing it, so hopefully other people can also experience my joy and maybe imitate what I'm doing.
Wait, doing what?
Reading books.
Well, yeah, good luck.
Yeah. It's futile, but because I know on YouTube, have you ever seen what is it called, Audiovox or what do they call it? Anyways, there's just YouTube channels that are dedicated to recording books that are out of copyright. And LibriVox. Have you heard of LibriVox? It's a nonprofit.
Yeah. You can listen. There are plenty of recordings that you can get. Yeah, recordings of just about every book probably nowadays. It's trivial. Use AI to generate it.
Yeah, that was one thing I was talking about yesterday. Is just photographing a page from a book and then doing photo to audio.
Yeah.
I haven't figured
that's
that
all
one
trivial
out.
these days. It's easy.
I did take a photo of a page from a book and said, "Create me a political flyer based off of this page." That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good for all sorts of shit like that. Yeah.
Anyways, I got a hot bubble bath percolating, and
Bubble bath?
yeah, bubble bath, a bubble bath. I was listening to Alan Watts yesterday, and God, he was saying something so remarkable and just so like, it seems like he's here right now, uh, giving the analysis of the situation accurately back then. It's just remarkable. The guy was like next level intelligence. Um, but yeah, I would. Have you ever used that app Meetup?
Oh yeah, I've done a lot of that over the years.
I always thought about just creating an Alan Watts Meetup where you just play.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably find some interesting people, and you'll probably attract some people if you do that.
Yep.
That would be a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's always on my to-do list because I just.
Well, so that's easy to do. Take it off your to-do list. Do it tomorrow.
Well, I don't know if I would use Meetup. I guess I would. I guess I could.
If you want to have physical meetups, that's the place that's there to set that kind of shit up. That's what it's for.
I actually wouldn't do a meetup. I would organize it, but make it a virtual event where people can come to the Zoom and listen to an Alan Watts lecture.
Do it that way too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a friend of mine does that. I like meetups for actual meetups, though.
The best.
But no, it works good online. Yeah.
The other meetup group idea I had was just an SEO meetup group to meet with other creatives in your city, because if you can network with other web publishers and you're trying to optimize your business for keywords, networking with those webmasters to give you juice, in a reciprocal way would be beneficial for your business too.
Well, it's always good to know people who have skills that are valuable.
But I was on eBay and I type in, like Alan Watts antique book, Alan Watts recordings, Alan Watts tapes. And so I just recently bought a lecture for $60, 4-tape part series. And that's kind of a cool artistic idea, is to like buy old kind of antique Enlightenment material like that. It's not really antique, but then just republishing it. Using AI, creating a new image of the book, of the tapes, and then republishing it. It's a lot of fun, and
yeah, and it's good if you can get it out. If you can find people to buy it and put it in their hands so they can read it or listen to it or whatever. Yeah, that would be great.
Well, I'm not trying to sell it because I don't think I would have that right. It's probably underneath the copyright of his son, but.
Well, Alan Watts stuff is, sure. Yeah. So then what can you do with it?
It's just for social media. What do they call that? Self-promotion.
Okay, well, whatever.
Yeah, it's like clout chasing, basically. You're trying to get likes and subscribers by republishing content. But anyways, it's all off of tapes. Like I'm going on eBay and I'm buying tape collections, like actual cassette tapes of classical music, classic rock, jazz, and then
you're doing what with these things? You're actually going out and buying this stuff?
Yeah, I'm buying it.
In your garage or something?
No, just storing it in my house.
What do you intend to do with it?
To clone it, to rebrand it, to republish it.
Right, but electronically, you're not going to actually sell the cassette. You're
Correct.
Going to turn the cassettes into MP3s or something, right?
Yeah, YouTube videos.
Well, okay, okay. No, these are video cassettes, you mean, or what?
Audio cassette tapes.
Okay, yeah. So they're MP3s or whatever you want to make out of them. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the publishing business to try to make money, hopefully within the, terms of service and guidelines, and not violate copyright law. Because YouTube lets you publish stuff up to 15 seconds or up to 1 minute of copyrighted material. You have 59 seconds.
Good.
So
That's good It's not,
You can monetize copyrighted material, but only up to 59 seconds.
really, okay, so 1 minute, you can use anything as long, what if you have like different, is that just for one clip? But what if you had 10 1-minute segments and they were published
Yeah, it works. Anything over 60 seconds is a violation, and they automatically
but
delete
if
you.
you have multiple things under 60 seconds, you can do that.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's good news. That's a challenge. What can you do with 1 minute of copyrighted material?
It's not a challenge because the average attention span is 0.03 seconds.
Well, nobody gives a shit about the average attention span. They're not worth talking to. Fuck them.
No, it's not about talking to them. It's really called, I have a book on film and picture theory. And so I've published over 100,000 videos on YouTube. And so the game is, how do I create content that the algorithm and thus users are hypnotized by and don't click away? And then the algorithm keeps showing it more and more because it's looking at the data and saying, okay, this is engaging content. So really, it's just the theory of how to create engagement.
Well, I'm more interested in how to wake people up.
But it's the same.
That's helpful. That's for sure. It's just that most people don't have enough attention that it's worth getting it.
Well, like, Jordan Gruber on here, he owns enlightenment.com. There's nothing on that website. And why waste it? Like, read the Dhammapada by the Buddha and just publish that. Like, at least give people something.
Well, tell him that.
He's too busy talking about his lower back pain.
So write him a message.
I told him the other day, I was like, part of your problem is that you're talking too much. Going back to...
that went over real well.
Well, no, he agreed with me. I said, the solution is to just read a book for 15 minutes on this stupid app and stop engaging with people. Because it's basically they're hypnotizing you. And then your emotional response system is being activated by the conversation. And it gives you more inflammation. You have to try to control your environment to control your body. And what you're listening to is it actually has medical ramifications in your biological central nervous system. So, you are your own worst enemy if you are suffering with pain. But coming here and engaging in vigorous political debate with people that, you don't like talking about this shit. You like talking more about what's interesting or what's enlightening or anything to do with maybe those types of topics, so to speak. Linguistics, language, communication. But this app is ideologically polarized. And it causes people, in my opinion, to be neurotic, psychotic.
They wouldn't subject themselves to this bullshit here if they weren't neurotic to begin with.
Yeah, but I think it just amplifies.
A person would get in most of these rooms, and in 5 seconds they'd realize it's a madhouse, and they'd leave.
I will.
Anyone who stays in one of those rooms is either staying because they want to study the people there, or they're just as crazy as another.
Difficult compared to working with paper. So I'm wondering, what businesses have you found to be rewarding and not taxing on, activity?
transformation of the planet here. That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in participating in the transformation of this planet.
Well, you might not call it business, but it is still a little bit like business.
Well, there is business. That has to be built. So that's something you can always hire somebody to know that bullshit. I'm not interested in that.
I have this one book called The Nectars of Chanting, and it's all in Sanskrit and in English, but it's talking about the guru being the highest form of enlightenment, and how the guru, abolishes and banishes this god and that, this and that, but it's trying to emphasize what a guru is. So I look at it as like a business in a way, because Ram Dass and Alan Watts and Eckhart Tolle and even Oprah and so many other people, they're really espousing self-help and personal development material, which is all interesting and highly valuable. And in fact, it's far more valuable than 99% of the bullshit that people encounter in the media content space. So when you say it's not a business, and I say, well, it is a business because it's a publishing industry dedicated to waking people up. But the question is, how do you go about how do you get people to pay you to wake them up? It's marketing,
That's also, I think, the world is changing too. People are. This couldn't have been done any other time in history. People are ready now. The time is now. 10 years ago, still not quite ready. Time for change.
Writing process like?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, he said last time they was on a panel, and this was an actual conversation.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear him when he came in here before. I wasn't here. Okay, I'm sorry.
Nice. So they had, much like Dahida, when he did his famous speech at the Johns Hopkins conference in, I believe it was 73 or 76 in signature event context, a very important essay. That much like Derrida, they published proceedings from the conference.
That's wonderful. That was wonderful.
I have a question from like the analogy of the book. If someone has a great quality of taste but can only afford McDonald's, what do you do then?
Oh, that's a good question, I'm not book club. I don't know. But I was
My favorite is the recitation before eating.
Oh, me too. It's so beautiful. Let me look it up. I forget what it is. When I was in Tibet, they would take about a couple of hours. And you got the appetite for it, then work for it.
I think that's part of it. I mean, I think that's a good answer. I certainly agree. I think another thing is this is what like budding chefs do. If you know a kid who wants to be a chef, they'll take the ingredients they have and they'll do, watch this analogy, like Chopped. Y'all know the show Chopped on Food Network? Skittles, egg yolks, poppets, and so make an entree. So you take what you have and you make do. Take the French fries, open it up, take out the potatoes. Guess what you have there? You have potatoes there for you to make your Gruyere mash. Now you couldn't afford Gruyere mash or potatoes, but you could afford a little bit of Gruyere, right? You got the potatoes. You can take your beef, take your little beef, right? Get some butter, a little mustard on there, piece of bacon, put it under bread, bacon, beef Wellington. It's called improvisation, innovation, renovation. It's called the Black experience in America. What have Black people done other than making brilliant things out of things they weren't allowed to have or couldn't afford? I'm dead ass serious. So that's what you do. And that's what many people do with their partners. Look at Rhombus's wife. I'm sure she didn't want to have a 50-year-old man who didn't clean up after himself. But she found a way to make do. I'm sure she didn't want to have a 50-year-old man who has a dog with children, but he doesn't take care of the dog. But she found a way to make do. I'm sure she didn't want to have a man who sits out in the garage with the car running. But she found a way to make do. I'm sure she didn't want to have a man who's 50 years old who charges their neighbors so they have to see while getting mail and at dinner parties, etc., charging the neighbors for shoveling. But she made do. So when she showed up at the McDonald's, she wanted something from Le Cirque. But all she got was an Arch Deluxe and a Diet Coke. So she made do.
Do you guys feel like the author gives men advice in regards to them dating as opposed of like informing women to have standards?
Like, is it the advice towards the men dating women, or is it the advice towards the women?
So like, you know, like with the women, it's like obviously if you don't want a Happy Meal, just, you know, have standards of where you would like to eat and what you want and what your needs are. But when it comes to the men dating these women, is there much advice around how they approach the dating scene?
I feel like this is a question. I feel like this is there's certain parts where I feel like he's talking to the woman, but then no, I take it back. I think this is totally for the woman. This is the woman's guide. Or the
But they're pieces. They're pieces because when they were discussing about the tangibles that the guy has, and if he doesn't have tangibles, then what he can gain on the market. So I do feel like it does, but not as much as the woman. So I will say that. So although it's geared towards women, there's a little bit.
I would say, I would imagine that, I'm not a man, but I imagine that a man would be able to glean a lot from this book about dating, because it's also pinpointing the type of woman that he's dealing with. So if he knows that this woman is not setting any standards, he gonna be doing what they call the flop. He gonna be doing that flop.
The Salisbury flop.
Yeah, he gonna be doing that flop. But if he sets the bar high, he understands that he is dealing with someone who is serious and takes and is taking their engagement and the dating serious, and that will give him a sense of the type of woman he's choosing.
But then wouldn't that be contradicting in the sense of a man could have the quality but not have the finances to match at that point? But then as a woman, the book informing you to have standards, you could overlook someone's quality because they just don't have the money to give you.
But what does the money have to do with it? That was only one part. The money is not the central part. And in fact, he started off by saying, and correct me, Johnny, if I'm misreading this or mislistening to you, but I thought there was one part where he talks about, someone may be in need, and it said that the man's finances may not be at the place. Like I'm not sure. I'm not understanding why we're focused on the.
But what about the menu though? Because the menu highlights finances in terms of its analogy.
Not all the way. That was one part of it. That wasn't the central part. Am I misunderstanding? I thought that the analogy, even of the restaurants, McDonald's and Ruth's Chris, was not to say about necessarily the money part, but the quality of the meal. You're not gonna get a filet mignon, medium rare, from McDonald's. I thought that's what it was about. I didn't think it was just about the money. I'm just that I'm not centered on the money, but maybe other people were.
I'm listening because I wasn't here. I wasn't listening at the very start, so I've come into it during the menu and the interplay.
Can we go back to that part, Jenny, if you don't mind?
To the finances? You want me to read that again?
Yes, because was that a short part?
No, it's only like a page and a half. Yeah, I can read it. Y'all ready?
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem.
Jamal says, finances are always a funny thing. Finances could come first for some people. You place finances.
Jamal the AI.
Individual feel it's most
Have you used the black AI, Jamal?
in a need situation, then the last thing they may be thinking about is the finances. The more stable a male or female is, the more valuable they become in the dating scene. It then transfers from a need to a want. Many daters may be happy that the person has his or her own place, which could actually be the benchmark for some people. The guy who is going in from a they are in a need
What is
category,
this shit?
then
Time to
yes,
take a
the
bath.
finances may start as a number one on the list. It depends on the man or woman you're dealing with and where they are at. Finances are important, such as asking, does the person even have a 401k plan? Those things begin to matter as you get higher up the scale and the type of man or woman you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a man that wants that co-partner or someone on his same level, then those guys may still consider finances low on the menu. If you have a guy who can provide for himself and you as the woman have a small job to just contribute, then he really is not going to trip about that. Sometimes when the man has money, there are women who feel like a job is not necessary for them because he is bringing in the money. She feels like her only job is to give him a blowjob. If the man is able to handle the finances, then that's just what it is. So in case such as this, finances just become less of an issue. That rich guy really wouldn't care about whether or not that chick has a PhD or making 70 grand a year. He has loot. Now the average man will be the one that wants someone on his level. But even the average guy will decide that the pussy is more important to him. If you make him chase the pussy, then he wants you. He wants you, and he is an engineer. Then, ladies, your financial situation really doesn't matter as much. That's it.
So what I gathered is financial stability in a relationship is transactional. Am I wrong in understanding that?
It might say that. I don't know. This is the hardest for me to get because I'm not a woman. And notwithstanding my food stamps and being unemployed and a slave, I don't really think about it for various reasons. But I think I disagree. Was that Jamal or Asia at the end? Janice, who were you reading at the end, Jamal or Asia?
About the finances?
About the rich guy.
Yeah, that's Jamal.
Yeah, so this I think this is wrong actually.
So
I actually think this is
not to be political, right? Or actually fuck it. So in the current times that we live in, statistics have highlighted that when we look at predominantly black women tend to be the breadwinners in their household. So if a man isn't earning as much, and like in the book it said that, whether she had her accolades or her PhD, it doesn't matter if the guy had money. But if the guy didn't have money and she had money, would he be offering dick on a plate every night and eating cookie?
Okay, two things. One, I'm slightly uncomfortable with you saying dick and pussy in that accent. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It makes me very uncomfortable, and I'm gonna ask you to refrain from using those words in that accent.
Don't worry, man. I'm about to be in the middle of a sesh right now.
I literally just threw my phone across the room. This is
don't know. What I was trying to, I really want to think about this because even though I think she's here, Kimberly Foster used to talk about this. I think she is in here. Just let me. I mean, it's all due respect. I know everybody on Clubhouse is rich. Nobody, no black people. There's like 10 of us that have money, and I'm not one of them. Nobody has any money. There's no bread. Black lady making $75,000, $80,000, and the husband has odd jobs or his odd job making $30,000. There's no money. That's not money. And sometimes I feel like the money conversation is covering up something else, and I don't know what it is. I was watching clips from a show called Tonight's Conversation. And I don't know if you all know that's a group of people who go around giving dating and marriage advice, even though none of them are dating and none of them are married. And just because they look very good and can buck and jive, people go, and they're young and attractive and black, people will go and spend anywhere, as I look today, from $65 a seat to $600 a seat. And they have people come and ask questions, sort of like Clubhouse in person. No, not Clubhouse in person. And some of the stories there suggest to me that the money thing is not the actual thing. Let me give an example. Sorry for being long-winded, but I just watched it today. There was a woman who said that, I've seen this on the show, this is anecdotes, but this is dating, so. There was a woman who said and I've seen this at least 7 times, watching these clips in the past couple of weeks. Their husband pays for everything. They don't know how much the bill costs. They don't know how much the rent or mortgage costs. They don't know where the Wi-Fi. They don't know anything. And it's not enough. It's not enough. One lady said her husband pays for everything and she makes more money than he does. And it's not enough. And so sometimes I feel like the conversations around finance is a pretext or a screen for something else. And I have ideas about what it is. I can go there. But that's one thing. I want to say why I disagree with Jamal. Not Jamal here, but Jamal in the book. Wealthy men, unless they're psychopaths like Elon Musk, they're not looking for a woman to match them financially. And I think a lot of times sociologically, when people think class, they think finance. That's not what class is. It's about a set of shared beliefs, creeds, sentiments, etc. So you may be worth, I know somebody that's very, very, very rich. You know who his wife is? She was a concert pianist. She didn't make no money playing piano. She made no money playing piano. He wasn't going to find a woman. The odds of him finding anybody as rich as he ended up being was 0%. But he cared that she was a concert pianist. That has all kinds of meanings, culturally, socially, educationally. And I actually think that's where I disagree with the author. They want educated women, smart women. That's not this whole thing about men not caring, like high achieving men not caring about the woman they marry, is not true. This is not true. That was what I was saying. It's not true. Anyway, you guys can do that.
So, but if financial stability is transactional, would it still be the same for a woman that is a high earner then?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
Meaning that, like,
financial stability is transactional.
You was talking, I could be wrong in how I'm paraphrasing, I'll put that out there, but it was nothing about, if he was earning a lot, then her only thing would be to give a blowjob, right? That's what was stated. So if she was the one that was earning and had the financial stability for both of them, would he be the one that's eating? in the author's analogy.
Oh, I think I kind of know what you mean. Probably so, but that's where I disagree with the author. I don't think that if the man has the financial wherewithal, her only job is the blowjob. I think maybe when they're young, that's probably true for like athletes, but that's a very small. That's a kind of selection bias. That's a very small subset. But I think, quote unquote, what did Kevin Samuels on high value men? I think Kevin Samuels, using him as an example, and I'm Cheeky's going to call others who call me misogynist for citing. I think he was totally wrong. He was totally wrong. One of the first trashes I had on this app, that lady they called Miss Nicole and her crew before they broke up, were trying to tell people about what high value blacks did, and they were like, "Oh, high value blacks go to the cigar bar, or they hang out this also." I was like, "No, they don't. They don't hang out. High value blacks don't hang out no fucking cigar bar. Are you insane?" Then I started mentioning places on the Outer Banks. I mentioned places in the Hamptons. I mentioned places that she hadn't heard of any of them. And so I think when people project, especially blacks, when they project, I say, what schools did they go to? What organizations did they go to? She had no idea. It's because they project on, because their idea of a rich person or a high value person is like an athlete or an actor. Those guys are birds. They're dumb. Respectfully, not all of them, but they're generally dumb birds. They want ass. They want racially ambiguous, fat but not too fat, ass, titty, thighs. Some we're finding out want dick, balls, and vagina. After all that, some do want that. That's a different discussion, right? So that's why I think it's wrong, because it's not just a blowjob. Imagine being a 50-year-old, imagine being a 43-year-old man, and you want a woman to raise your children, and all she can do is give sloppy top. Well, you know that's not the case, because where do most high-value men and black and otherwise meet their spouses? In graduate school, in college, in residency. One of my brothers met his wife. They got several kids now. Met her in residency. So they're fucking her in the weight room. They got ding, 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 ding. They got married a year and a half later. They were smashing on brakes in between rounds. Can I get another round? You thought they were singing about a round in the hospital. He was rounding off in the motherfucking break room. Now they got kids. So that's the people just don't understand. And no one will guess what he did. So, well-respected surgeon, and she's an anesthesiologist, and they make millions of dollars, and the kids are this, and they're like, he was cracking it from here to kingdom come. Took another round, just like Fat Joe and Breezy said. So that's where I disagree with the author on it. I like the book, but I disagree with the author. It's not just give me the blowjob. And that's why the whole transactional thing, and I'm talking a lot, then I'll end here. I also will say that I think working class women want respect and calm from the chaos of the world. If the man makes a little bit less, if the man makes a little bit more, I think it's true for working class Negroes as well. I think all this discourse around finances, and we can get K Dusty in here. Well, actually, the man makes $53,000 a year, and the woman makes $51,000 a year, so he actually makes more. So he's different. I think all that is online stuff for the birds. I've talked way too much. I am now at this point avoiding the work I'm trying to do, which is not an expert work. It's a slave work.
Do we feel like the author had a target audience in mind when writing it?
Yeah, niggas. But actually, let me refine that. But of a certain age, though. I don't think it's for 23, 24. I think it's for early 30s through 50. I think that's the main demographic.
Like older single men that are online dating still.
Yeah.
Or maybe for the first time.
Yeah. That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think.
Anybody else from book club that has questions?
I missed most of the reading, Auntie. You didn't ping me, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
it didn't sound like this had anything on chapter.
I mean,
But I missed
we
the
read
math.
the 4
so
categories. You did miss the math. We did do the categories, but I think what was one of the most appealing parts of tonight's reading was his analogy in the love menu section. We got to the love menu section, and he gave examples of how women should value themselves and compare it to the different types of restaurants, and whether you're an appetizer, an entree, a dessert. So I can really appreciate that. I'm sorry you missed it.
Ironically enough, I think my favorite section was the love score part. Even though, the silly moment of it being 40, I do think that having the categories that you value, being able to rate how you value them and evaluate how you value them, and then in looking at a potential partner, especially for a long-term partnership, being able to evaluate where they sit with that and see if there's alignment there. I think that is very important. But that was a very nice section.
Like halfway into listening, I wondered if the author ended up finding love.
Well, I mean, Jamal been married, so yes.
Before the book or after the book?
Before, for sure. I don't know his relationship status currently, but I'm assuming he talks to the ladies.
Or was the marriage before the book? Did the marriage inspire the book, or did divorce inspire the book?
That's a good question. Do you know?
Can I please come off mute? I love the discussion is that, man, you don't know how, I've never had this experience with the book. It was published 2018, and I've never had a group read the book like this. And it is very insightful in a lot of ways on how the ladies have taken it. It is for women. It's for Black women. And Ben, you have been right on point with a lot of things that you've said. I think that the love number for me, the personal grading system, and that's why I was saying that you really have to be honest with yourself, because you're really kind of assessing self first. So you know if you're just a 25, and then because of it being 40, the 40 really doesn't matter, because if you're a 25 or a 30 or whatever you are, you're not going to be all 10s, or you're not being honest with yourself. But whatever your number works out to be, you want to find somebody that goes out to about that number. We're not all 40s across the board. I think I was like a 25 or 27. I don't know. It wasn't 10 straight across the board. And then when you evaluate yourself, then it's a fun time for you, or you could do it secretly. Evaluate your partner, because your potential partner you want them to be kind of equal. That's where you're getting to the equally yoked part of it, because you're using the actual formula to figure out if you're equally yoked. Somebody said something about spirituality. The spirituality, there again, it's all based on you. And then when you give it to your potential partner, see where they rank and the importance of it for themselves. And then you start to line it up that way. That works. I'm really I've ever heard a group assess it, and it really makes me feel really good. I'm so happy that you all are enjoying it the way that you are, because
we've been doing it for about a week or so. It's nice. I've enjoyed it. Spinoza put a thing in the chat. It'd be interesting if you and Miss Asia. Is she still living, Miss Asia?
She is living. I was thinking about calling her. Yes.
It'd be interesting.
Asia's married. I think she might be married now.
She got married. Oh, that'd be nice. It'd be interesting if you guys updated it, because post-pandemic, post-manosphere, a lot of it feels ancient. But because it feels ancient, but watch this. Because it feels ancient, it feels new. So it
feels real.
Yeah, well, definitely, because the manosphere stuff is so not real. But it's nice. It's in that post Steve Harvey Hayes, pre-COVID. It's nice. I just think that a lot of the day, whether it's the manosphere stuff, that tonight's conversation and everything else, I think a lot of it is anywhere from a rad cultural moment to something that has fueled people in the Negro division of the CIA and life. Because I swear, because when I watched this tonight's conversation, I watched one tonight where a woman got up and said she was a young woman, and she was maybe 20. I said, married. Oh my God, it was like 1995 again. I was back in Baltimore. She had gotten married, and she had brain cancer, and she was now 24, so she was married young girl. She had brain cancer, and her husband was also a young man. These are all Negroes. He was there every day. He took care of her. He nursed her through the convalescence. He wiped her ass. He wiped her ass and did all the things that they say black men will not do. Only a white man who reads Toni Morrison would do. He did all the things. Her question was, when was he going to plan more romantic dates so she could feel like he thought she was valuable? I picked my computer up, I threw it out the window, and then I took my gun and shot myself. There's no way you can tell me that is not a government agent that is putting that in the atmosphere. You don't think that you're valued because he doesn't plan spontaneous beach dates, but you wiped your funky ass while you were going through? Like, what are we doing here? She didn't work, or he paid all that. So all this is to say, it'd be interesting if you updated this to the moment.
But
I think that.
Sorry, illnesses causes insecurities in people, though, like their ill health and them being weaker and their independence. Not that I'm saying that he's right on everything in him not planning spontaneous dates, but maybe she lost her sense of self, her individuality outside of her illness.
Look, I want to just say this. The mindset of the book in 2018, I think the times have actually caught up with where the mindset was, and the feeling of it being a little bit old is actually good, because it does validate it. This is not AI generated. This is not something that someone just created from AI. This was created from 8, maybe 10 hours of interviews that were live recorded interviews that were given to me. And after we did the interviews, then we just transcribed it into the book. And so, like I said, I think that it's something for black women, and I think that black women can get a lot out of it. And I hear black women discussing it and getting something out of it because it was for them. If you look at that book cover, the book cover says a lot too, and I had that put together the way that I did because I saw that in my mind. Whereas you see the educated business black woman with the briefcase, and you see the hood dude with the condoms and the Tim boots and the wife beater. And so,
what the cover look like?
yes, and so if you look at the cover of the book, I'm saying a lot with that cover. I'm telling you, this was for professional black women, and it was written with black women in mind. And so to see you guys really kind of feel what I was putting out there, it just really makes me feel good. And I just thank you guys. I'm so humbled by it.
Can I ask you a question, Totem Pole?
Yes.
Was the book inspired prior to you being married or post divorcee?
I was divorced. This book came to me. I have, like I said, my experience is I've been a millionaire.
Nigga, was you divorced already?
And I've lost money, and because I had taken a
your marital status, Jamal.
Can I have the right to explain where all this came from?
Yeah, we're talking to the author, Brooklyn, not Jamal.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Brooklyn, and I love you. But the reason why I wrote the book, I homeless, and I had just lost my business, and I was sleeping in my, and I started to get on the internet, and I said to myself, I gotta find a woman because I'm in a tight spot. So I was in that need. I was the dude in that need position that I talk about in the book. And so as I started to talk to women online, I started to come to my mind. I was like, man, I gotta write a book. These women don't. And then I just had a list of things that I've seen a lot of women responding in a real negative way with online. And so when I met Asia, me and her, she was talking about stuff that she was having problems with because she was making, Asia's a PhD, so she was making a lot of money, and she didn't have nobody that she could go out of the country with, nobody she could travel. She had her own list of things that she wasn't happy with the dating. And I said, we should write a book. And so that came from that. So I was single when I wrote this book, and I was homeless.
You were divorced?
When I wrote this book.
Were you
divorced? I was divorced. I've had 2 wives, and I was divorced. This didn't come from a result of being divorced. This came from a result of me losing a lot of money, and I was in a desperate place in my life, and I was blessed with the idea to do this. And when it came to me, it just came to me, and 9 months later, after I met her, we were finished with this book, and we worked we worked, and we got it done, and it was just something that I just manifested into my life. And so once I manifested it, I've got other stuff working as far as this book is concerned, and that's why I can't share it all with you right now. But the truck driving, all that is based around this book. I've been driving this truck for 2 years. I haven't been home, and my house is still where it's at. My car, I haven't even driven my car or nothing. I'm just it's all there, and I'm just paying my bills and stacking my money and working on what I'm doing next with this book. And I'm really excited to share it with you guys, but I'm not there yet. About 12 weeks, and I'll be done, and I'll reveal the next piece to the book, and it's all based around Black women. And so, it's just a really exciting experience, but it had nothing to do with me being married at all.
Would you say it's a sorry, your mama, go for it. Cause I
No,
know you
it's okay. Go ahead.
No. I'll go after you. Please go. I was going to say, sorry, I'm stuttering. It seems like a paradox, right? Because the book is very inspirational in encouraging women to have standards. But when, men are not in a place and having it all, where does that leave them in the dating world?
Well, the woman, I think a lot of women don't understand that they are the actual barometer for the way men act. And that's why I think the book was so important, because it's important for when you set your value. And that's where you keep seeing that trend all throughout the book about value, understanding your value in your vagina, value in your pussy. This is all throughout the book. And the reason why it's like that is because women can make men do right. And because a man is like driven off of, that men are driven off of this vagina, this pussy. They're driven off of it. And now you get guys in here to lie. They might say, "Oh no, I'm a player." You hear them in here on Clubhouse all the time. But the truth is, when you start to place a higher value on the vagina, men will act right. You can force them to act right. But the problem right now in this day and age is women have basically taken the bar, and you don't even have to Salisbury flop anymore, like in the book. You're not meant to jump at all. There's no jump. It's just lay down. You know what I mean? And so that value, if you place,
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand what that means.
Can you explain the lay down part, please?
Yeah, they just lay down.
When I say lay down, I'm just saying there's no obstacle there. If you ever seen the Olympics,
are you saying the men are easy or the women easy? Which one?
The women are easy.
Oh, okay.
And there's no obstacle there. If you don't put an obstacle, like think about in the Olympics, you see how they do the high jump, and they run and they jump as high as they can without touching the bar and try to get onto the other side, right? And that should be the effort that a man gets to be able to get to you. You follow me? And if you don't make that man jump, you don't make them work for it. You're just a Happy Meal. You feel me?
What do you mean?
Now there are some.
Well,
you didn't hear the. I love you, Jim. Well, you didn't hear the reading of the love menu. They understand what I'm saying, but you didn't hear it in the book. But it's talking about the love menu, and so you're just it's really cheap. It's real easy. You can you might just be a entree. I mean, not an entree, but a appetizer. You follow me? And so you want to see yourself on the menu as a full course meal, right? That's where you ideally want to. And you just don't get a full course meal for McDonald's. You follow me?
But don't people have 3 full course meals or multiple full course meals a day?
I mean, that's not where this analogy is. You didn't hear it. So I don't.
Okay, yeah, I'm late to class. You're right, bro.
You're late because you're kind of not on it. But yeah, that's the point of what I'm saying to the women is that there is a value inherent, and when you move like men shape the hell up, and they shape up that because think about the 20s. Men was wearing suits, 3-piece suits. Why do you think men were dressed like that? And why do you think they had those those Daffy Duck shoes and those 3-piece suits that they would wear every day with a top hat. They weren't doing that because they wanted to look like that. That was what the women required. That's what your great-great-grandmother required. He had to be clean. He had to be sharp. His shoes had to be shined. He had to come at a woman at a certain level to even get anywhere. She held up a standard, and it was a high bar. He had to do it. If he didn't do it, then he couldn't get close to it. And that's the most important thing out of this book that I keep pushing. And as you guys read it, you see it. You see what I'm saying. I know you are because you said it. I said it a couple of times.
Can I ask a question, Jamal? So
you're
pushing the line of a woman needs to establish her value via the difficulty or the expectations that she establishes before being willing to be physical with men, correct?
That's right.
Okay, so how does that align with your thoughts that if a woman comes to party with me, she has to party, right? So that means she doesn't have much of an option.
Not today. I'm not going there with you tonight because this is something. Hold on. This is something that has nothing to do with. I don't want to answer. Can you accept that answer?
Well,
I don't want to answer.
How that aligns with
I don't want to answer it. I don't want to answer it. Wow. This is not about my clubhouse. You're not talking to Totem Pole tonight.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
separate set of virtues, separate set of morals.
That's right. Whole different.
We're talking to the author tonight, Jamal.
Right. You're not talking to Totem Pole.
Okay. Yes. All right.
Yeah. But anyways, but the point of the book is what it is, and I think the women are getting it. I think they're getting the gist of it.
So can I just interject one thing? Can I just interject one thing to the room, Johnny? When I did my rooms and we read books, people who were not there for the reading did not get to engage in the Q&A.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
That's true. That should be right because you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you don't know what we're talking about.
But see, let me explain where that doesn't apply. That's a valid attempt.
It wasn't just you. It wasn't just you.
It wasn't just me. I did it.
You're not the only one. It's a few of them that haven't. You didn't hear the book. You didn't hear the reading.
Jamal.
You didn't hear the reading.
Jamal.
Have you been drinking?
Please remember, sir. We heard a great portion of the book in the woods, so I am familiar with the book. You forgot?
I don't know what you heard.
I did. So I am familiar with it.
I wasn't present. I don't think I was present.
We heard the love menu. We heard about the bro. When did you guys
read it? I know.
You were there. Ask me. You were there.
I don't think I was. Am I out of my mind? I was never there. I never heard who was reading it.
I forget who was reading. I think Penny.
Okay, so even if it was there, the angle and lens that we are evaluating and processing this book is probably different from what y'all did in the wood.
Well, that's the assumption.
We were having a very good conversation. I really hate this. I'm sorry. I really hate it. I mean, Jamal, I don't really know you like that. I don't really engage, but it takes a lot to. I write all the time. And the fact that you were able to do this, no matter what the content and people think the content is, and they could disagree with the content, like I am really impressed that you were able to do this.
Thank you.
And I hope that when you do the second part of it, that you actually think about the whole process, not just the writing of the book and publishing it, but you think about how to really get it in front of the right people and have these conversations with people who are actually reading the book in the wild.
Right. Well, I really appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate all of you ladies tonight, and the listeners too that have listened, because it means a lot to me. and this is not just me from a house perspective speaking to you, but this is me from like I have a persona on Clubhouse, and Gemini knows me from my persona, and a lot of you know me from my persona, but who I am as a real person, that's in this book, and I'm really a serious businessman too, and like I said, I've suffered my losses, and as you know me, you're seeing me, you're witnessing me rebuild myself. And I have that within myself, that moxie, and I'm able to do that. And so you guys are pleasure of knowing me from different angles and seeing me from different angles. This is really me, and the Jamal in that book is really who I am, and I did this for Black women, and because I love Black women, and because I love Black love, and I want Black people to be at their best, and that's really what it's all about. And so, yeah, any questions that you have on anything that you read, I'm willing to answer if you have a question. If not, I really appreciate you, and I just think I'm so humbled. You don't know how humble. First Lady,
Yes, sir.
Patty, Janice, I love you. Wow, you have made this sound like gold. And I just want to thank you so much, Janice, because you have read this thing and made it sound so beautiful in the way that you read it. And First Lady, and Ban, they told me that you came up with the idea to do it. And I just want to say thank you to Ban, Ambassador. Ambassador, you have been pushing this book more than anybody on the app. And I just want to thank you. You've actually bought the book for one of your girlfriends, I think, Ambassador, and I appreciate you. We've had conversations, quiet ones, and I just appreciate the ones
Real quick,
who have supported me. I
hate
appreciate
to cut you off, but I gotta run. First, let me know what time you want to do it. I know tomorrow's game night, and I got something to go to as well. But maybe Saturday or Sunday we do another pages. Just let me know.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay, you going. Okay. Good night.
Well, yeah, this has just been very real, and I love you guys. I really appreciate you. I can't wait to introduce y'all to what my next level that I take this to, because it's going to be really big. And so, I've invested money for 2 years into what I'm doing, and I'm weeks away from being done with it and bringing everything to the public. And it's all built around the book. And so, this book has meant a lot to me. Like I said, I started to do this when I was homeless in my car, and I was really broken, but I was blessed because I got an idea, and not I get an idea, I acted on it, and I brought it to life and manifested it. And I'm doing the same thing as we speak now. And so I just thank you. I really thank you so much. I really do. Thank you, guys.
I guess I can save my question for later this week. Or on a weekend, Saturday or Sunday. But I just wanted to go back to a couple chapters in regards to, this virtuous woman who kept her cell phone so nice and clean and waited. How did you end up letting it go? But, think about it. Don't answer it tonight. Yeah, that one.
Wow. Oh man, wow. We'll save that one. But
that's what I said. Think about it.
You guys, you know what? People really took to that first chapter. I've gotten a lot of really positive responses from this on some other interviews, and people have said different things. about it, and I really am so glad that it resonated with you. Like, and it all makes sense too. You know what I mean? And ladies, you do need to put face protective plates on it. Put a protective plate on. Don't just be a community phone. If you know, you know. I'll land right there.
Just
Mercedes, is the book club over?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and this follows up, but it comes up with a thing. So, you know, it's 8:45 my time. So, really think something is afoot with this dating stuff because I watch these videos and I see Manosphere and I see the Blackistan people. What are those people called? The divestors. Something, it feels coordinated somewhere. And I can't believe a person said she didn't feel valued because her husband didn't do spontaneous dates when he nursed her back from brain cancer and wiped her shitty ass constantly. I can't believe that it's not coordinated. When somebody makes more money than her husband, she doesn't pay a bill. I can't believe it's not coordinated when a woman says she's wondering if her husband still loves her because her boyfriend certainly does. I watched all of this just today. People should watch that show, Tonight's Conversation. People should watch that show. I just can't believe that somebody at the CIA is paying for the extra tickets. I now believe that these movements are, in fact, part of some sort of coordinated effort with the weed stores, a kind of MK Ultra for the 21st century. You cannot tell me that there are black women who honestly believe that their husband doesn't care for them because all he does is take care of everything and only plans 60% of the spontaneous dates. I literally saw that. She was really she asked them, should she get a divorce? She asked them, should she get a divorce? Random niggas online who fucked 3 of the women at the show that night. Why are you asking them? Because he has a moist beard and a skull cap, and he's wearing loose pants, and he's light-skinned with thin-rimmed glasses? Why are you asking him? Nobody can tell me this stuff is not coordinated, because I think what they realized, not with the welfare and the home and family thing, I think they realized that at this point, you can't use the law anymore like you used to be able to use it. You can't use lynching anymore like you used to be able to use it. You can't do any of that stuff. But what you can do is you can get the people to hate each other. There's a man here, I'm not his name, but he's a half-breather. He hates black women for no reason. A Christian, but he blames women. I mean, how can you be a Christian and not blame the men of the community from a Christian lens? How does it make any sense? You have another person who is a healthcare professional and constantly citing, was it HPV 2.1, not herpes simplex, but that black women have higher, the highest herpes rate, but never deals with the physiology and biology of herpes transmission. What is getting in his mind? It's got to be the government. It's got to be the government first. That's what I think. When I go back and watch the old Donahues and the stuff from the 80s, they didn't talk like that. In versions of that, obviously the rhetoric, the diction will be different. They didn't talk like that. Something's got to be off. Everybody knows that it is much harder for a man to contract herpes through intercourse than it is for a woman. Who's spreading it around if it's not men? You think you're spreading herpes around from scissoring? Huh? Come on, man. Something is going on. I think it's the government. I really do. I know this sounds conspiratorial. Have you seen that show, First Lady? Tonight's Conversation? Have you seen that show? She might not be here.
Oh,
Have you guys seen that show? Tonight's Conversation?
I have. It's with X Metaphor. Trip Fontaine,
Exactly.
Kitty Rose, Cheyenne Bryan is on there sometimes.
Yep. You can't tell me that it is not the men, the U.S. government, the Russian government, or some government, or government-adjacent entities that boost people like Cheyenne Bryan. Now, all of a sudden, we're supposed to care about Cheyenne Bryan with the plump titties and peanut butter skin? Oh, sorry, that's Joy Taylor. I apologize. All of a sudden, she comes out of nowhere. All of a sudden, her fight with Tor from 5 years ago is trending again. Do you think it's a coincidence? It's just an algorithm. And I should play some of these clips. The tickets for tonight's conversation, I said it before, they range. Anybody can interrupt me at this point. They range from $64 to $599. Who is paying $600 to listen to a bunch of single, attractive blacks give advice to people who've been married for 10 years? And the closest they got to marriage is when they stumbled upon a ceremony while they were trying to get to the bar at a hotel they were staying in.
It is so funny to me that Ben is mentioning this and asking this question, because I remember when my aunt asked me about that program because there were tickets and she wanted to go and asked me if I wanted to go because she found that very tall young man with the glasses attractive and so smart. And she asked me if I wanted to go and I said, oh no, madam. But that was before they had that big breakup where Kita was telling all their business and talking about how two of the panel dating each other, even though one of the panelists were married, and that was like. But to your point, the clips come across my feed, and every time I listen to the clips, it's just. I don't really know how to describe it outside of I see why people like that content. It's not anything new, and I do not know who in their mind would spend $600 to sit in a cheap seat in an auditorium to listen to listener letters, shout out the read, for what? An hour, 2 hours? That's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like the way it works, well, a couple things. People on the panel, the audience, let me say this. If you want to have sex and you want the person to be really attractive, you go there. I've never seen anybody in there not attractive. Like super duper attractive. They are all there, everybody. Like it is a real meat market. I'll give it that. But it seems to me that what happens is now, instead of the CIA or FBI implanting people and carrying on the psyops, it's like they started and get it going, and Negroes and Negresses do the work. They're like, thanks, I got it from here. That's what it feels like. This all feels very intentional. And when you watch these clips, they just don't seem like real life. You're telling me there are women out there who are basing their value on spontaneous things, and you just had brain cancer.
Is it just that clip, or like in general, like a patient and their spouse
severe depression and lost sense of identity to where it causes a strain in their relationship.
No, all the clips are crazy. Even the ones that involve men. There was one where the guy had literally cheated on the girl like a bunch of times, and he was like, she was the perfect woman. She had a great career, this and that, blah blah blah, da 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 da. So then they said, "Well, is she here?" She was like, they were like, "Yeah." She came up, and then somebody else came up to date her. So it's like literally all the clips. Let me find one.
So I missed a lot of that. You would love to. You would love. Were you still talking about the show, TT?
Yes.
Oh, it was a guy.
Another version. Oh, there was a guy who was cheating on the woman he was dating. She had a great career, made a lot of money, was faithful, and just kind of kept taking him back. Well, in the middle of all this, she ended up getting a date and leaving with a whole different relationship. So it is a consistent theme. Like, either people complain about good relationships or have bad relationships and then get into new relationships within the span of the show.
Maybe that's the point of the tickets being so high. They going to meet people, get together.
Hey, we can't go to the club. You mean to tell me that our third spaces are now tonight's conversation and not the club? Brooklyn, if you had said that our third spaces were now the strip club, I would grimace. But you know what? Sometimes they have good wings. They might have all right pasta. You know, they might have a drink special. The music hidden, depending on what market you're in, you might hear like new music as it breaks before it gets national. But tonight's conversation, child. Imagine that $600 being your VIP. Does that get you like a drink ticket or something?
Yeah, I think.
Do you get a high touch?
I think you.
Where you get to meet the cast and take pictures and stuff as well?
You do. I think that's what you do.
No, you know what?
It really is like a meet and greet, and sometimes they have like multiple shows a day.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. Okay, I found a clip of a woman who's.
Hold on, before you go to the clip, TT, real quick, just so you guys know, Lance Bass is now doing it with them.
You mean Goss? Lance Goss? Black actor?
Lance Goss. Sorry. He's now doing it with them. Next week, they'll be in Phoenix. They'll be in. This weekend, they're in Fort Worth. Then they'll be in Austin. I'm sorry. This week, they're in they're in the West Coast. Phoenix, LA, Las Vegas next week. But I wanted to say, I went to the website. Watch this. You can buy tickets with Afterpay. 4 interest-free installments. I don't think you have to be Horkheimer and Adorno to see what's going on here. Like, before you play the clip, like, the comments on these dating boards, core boards, Reddit boards, underneath also, are fake AI-generated, Russian, whatever comments. And then people respond to them, and they get worked up on them. So for a super VIP ticket, the VIP uncut experience, you get, hold on, I just want to say this before you play it, because I pulled it up there. You get ticket types comparison, okay. For the VIP uncut, front row seating, this is what you get for $600. A backstage meet and greet, a stage photo opportunity. You can take a photo on the stage. Priority group photo access for you and your group. Priority selfie. Priority merchandise access. Well, it's not to get the merchandise, you get priority merchandise. You get a swag bag and a concierge service to help you through to your seat and throughout your experience. That's what you get.
with your husband for not providing and have fallen back in love with your ex, who is currently having a baby, but is willing to risk it all?
I'm gonna be quick. Cause you had the wrong podcast.
I would absolutely hate to be your husband. That's just wild work to me. Like, you're willing to leave your husband for another that got a baby on the way. That is crazy work.
No, let me correct it. That is not why I'm leaving my husband. What I left him for was because he was not able to provide for me. This was something that has been going on for a year and a half. Was he ever able to provide?
A year and a half? That's a season.
So yes, I married him because he was able to provide. He was there to secure. He was able to.
Out of here. Okay. You said a year and a half. That's a season. You ain't even giving him a chance to overcome whatever he was going through. You're supposed to help him through that. You know what I'm saying?
How long? Okay, I understand that.
Till death do you part. Till death do you part. Till death do you part.
Okay.
Okay.
I think you would be doing him a huge service by leaving him. Because you're horrible to have even married him. Not as a person, I don't know you as a person, but to have even married somebody out of convenience and out of obligation because you probably just wanted to be married. I think you guys should both go your separate ways so that you can find people who love you and who you love.
Let me just add this point. If you love someone based on conditions, when they do not meet those conditions, you are going to try to find a way out. If God loved us based on conditions,
talk about it.
You have to make a decision to love someone. You may have moments to where you fall out of love, but you gotta make that decision every day. We talking about it may be some situational stuff. What if she go through menopause and then he just say, I don't love her no more, and I'm gonna deal with my ex and stuff like that? We'll be beating him down. So before people choose to get married, make sure that you're not a conditional lover because it is doomed to fail. That's the wrong foundation to create to begin with.
My biggest concern is not necessarily her, but it's that ripple effect that relationship can make happen. Because if she decides to go back to the ex, she's affecting her husband. She's affecting her ex. She's affecting her ex's baby mom who was pregnant with this guy's kid, and she's affecting that child. So your poor decision making is going to affect 5 other lives.
Okay, that was the end of the clip.
It reminds me of Clubhouse so much. I think that's also part of the reason why I was never very interested in that shit on TikTok. Because if you were on season 1 relationship rooms, even season 2, the hot era, season 2 of this app, I think, was by far one of the best seasons. Best time by bar none. But if you were on, season 2 of this app with the relationship rooms, like, you've heard these conversations. You've heard the conviction and the Christ and the this and the that. Like, in 2026, y'all all sound crazy. She sound crazy for offering that situation up, and y'all all sound crazy to entertain that shit. My God. Did you have another clip?
Yes. I have one of the guys. Ooh, hold on, let me go back. We gotta keep it equal. God bless.
God bless.
When your wife, she here, and all the people I'm talking about, respects and appreciates her friends more than she does her husband who pays the bills for her.
Please define for me respect.
If I call her and she on the phone with one of those friends that's back there, my point is, she don't respect my energy and effort to stay in our relationship, stay in our marriage, and stay with our children, stay with her. She respects their opinions, their thoughts, their...
Paying attention to how you're even referring to your wife right now. Like I'm to the fact that you wanted to humiliate your wife in front of thousands of people also. So what is it that you do inside of the house that will make it to where she can actually respect you? Because just because you pay bills and things like that doesn't mean that you will be able to give fully that level of respect. Hold on. Because if you say you pay bills, but if I'm coming to you about a concern, if I'm coming to you about something I'm grieving, something you hurt me on, something that I feel abandoned on, will you give me the safety to be able to talk about it? Can I trust you emotionally? Can I trust you spiritually? Can I trust you financially? Can I trust you in all of these aspects to prove that you give me a level of emotional security? Do we actually have a partnership? Because just because you married does not mean that you have entered into an actual partnership. Are we truly aligned? Because I hear you and I understand that a wife is supposed to respect you, but a husband is supposed to love a wife as well. So how are you loving your wife? Because a lot of times her lack of respect of you is a reflection of your lack of love for her, your broken love. So that's my question to you. What are you actually doing that will allow her to come up to that level to where she can respect you as the head of household?
And this is to the men in the room. We got to stop reducing ourselves to a paycheck and paying a bill. You added that as if that replaces you being a person. She pays most of the bills. I manage the bills. we gonna quit while we ahead, Mr. Paul. Can we talk after the show, Mr. Paul? All right, let's talk after the show.
That was insane. That was literally insanity. I cannot. What?
Y'all can't tell me that as a font or wellspring of rhetoric and discourse, and then it unfolds and evolves. You can't tell me that this is not a coordinated. That man says she makes the money and he manages it out. Mr. Paul sound like he was 50 years old. Y'all can't tell me that's not the government.
Almost crashed, man.
It's absolutely insane. Why is a young man Zan doing that?
She be on there?
Yeah, she does the panel from time to time. That's how much money they make. They probably pay her 5 feet. She probably does 2 or 3, every quarter or whatever. They probably pay her $20,000 every night. She probably show up getting between $5,000 and $10,000. They make serious money on that thing. They're making serious money.
This is.
I can tell. Huh?
I was gonna say this is an example of how people are learning how to do relationships. They're basing their relationships. Not everybody, of course, but a lot of people, especially people in the single market, they are really taking this advice and operating from the standpoint of the people that are giving this advice. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It is. But then, why do smart people? I want to continue placing blame. Why are smart people then jumping on the bandwagon who say they're in it for the community, but it's a money grab? But I'm gonna go ahead and say his name and his wife, Mark Lamont Hill and his wife. Have y'all seen that show before?
No. Are they on YouTube?
Maybe on his channel. It's a mess.
What they be talking about?
It's an absolute mess. They're doing their version of relationship content. Talking about their relationship. They're old.
Relationship
they have
content.
PhDs. They have money. You can't use them as a model. She's like, I heard it the other day. She's like, it was a little different for me. I didn't start my PhD till my mid to late 30s. The cash apps is rolling in.
I think their audience though is me, right? Like my age group. That's their audience, I think, for that.
I hope so.
Which is different, I think, than maybe what we just heard.
But
I'm not sure.
They audience is us too. Yeah, mama. They like tonight's conversation. The that's an older crowd. That's not young people.
I'm talking about Mark Lamont Hill and his wife.
Oh,
That's
you
what I'm
mean
talking
you?
about.
Okay.
They're like, I think they're looking for a very specific person, and it's like it's so. I don't know if you know Jeff Johnson, but he did a similar. He went on a similar kick for a while. He's bald now. Yeah, yeah, he's bald, but it's crazy because he had them lovely looking locks. But yeah, he went through a similar click one time, and he might be. I don't think he's MAGA because I saw him at an event like maybe about a year ago. But he used to be on a similar kick when he first got married. So I don't know if it's like, these black men who were kind of out there, professional black men who were kind of like known in their like circles, who then found someone who want to like share. They figured it might be a grift, but they figure out a way that they could spotlight how they did it. But he stopped it. I think relatively soon. But that's how I feel with Mark Lamont Hill, because he started doing that thing like a long time ago when he left Black News Network.
Seen the one with the wife, he did the new version with her. I forget her name. I forget when he started. Oh, I'm watching one now. This is a nice conversation. She wants advice because her partner gets upset when she asks her baby daddy for help and not with the kids for her personally. This can't be real life.
Relationship.
What do I do? She said, what do I do? Hold on, I'll tell you what she said. She said, my partner gets upset. I would say my current partner gets upset when I call my kids help with certain things. And they said, just for the kids. And she said, no. And now she's saying that the new dad, the old is significant more money than. So not only is she calling on the dad for help, the baby's dad for help, behind his back, he knows about it. And then my question becomes, on the other end, why is the new partner okay with that and staying there? You wanna know why? He ain't got nowhere else to go. And this is the sad part. The baby daddy is also paying for the new boyfriend. Because the baby daddy is probably paying rent and for food that the new guy comes in. And that's what he's upset about. Where's the self-respect? Why are Black relationship combos constantly about resources for basic human survival? It just sounds like people need roommates and sex. Just use your roommates and having sex. Don't call them your partner or your boyfriend. Imagine being a man living in a house like this, and the baby's daddy is paying the rent where you're in, and you fall asleep in that every night. These men have no self-respect. I've never lived in a house that somebody else is paying rent or mortgage on, ever. I would kill myself. Hurricane message the other day. I'm gonna tell y'all a message on hold on a second.
I always want to blame Black parents for something.
The hurricane sent me this the other day. This is his PTR. I don't know if this is what he sent me the other day. This man.
Oh, with the high waters.
Yeah. He said he worked at a plant and he was a personal trainer. 5 of the 8 women popped right after. He also shared that he doesn't want a lady who doesn't smoke weed and is fitness-minded.
Is that pop the balloon?
Yeah. I mean, that's a silly one, but it's part of the same buyout. I'm sorry, you don't. What? And then once it's set in motion, you just pass it down to the kids. And then we get grown-ass men in here saying, well, I don't take care of my kids because I didn't see that growing up, so I don't know what to do. You don't know you're supposed to take care of your kids. You need to see a model of parenting to be a parent. I'll never understand that. You never seen a movie, read a book, you don't know what, or do the opposite. If you had bad parenting, you would know good parenting is the opposite of what your daddy and mommy did. I can talk about this shit forever. Like, this is real. Between this and the weed, I'm convinced this is government. But
Wait, what about the weed?
I think that black people who, for 300 and some years in British North America turned United States, believe that all of a sudden the government is allowing them to smoke weed through their regulations, and they're doing it and not realizing that the government is putting something in that fucking weed is insane to me. So one day, I'm getting arrested. I'll tell you a story. I was in Denver. I went to a dispensary. There was a brother in there from New York. In the middle of his transaction, he flipped out. He flipped out because he thought it was entrapment. He couldn't believe that he was being treated like it was Starbucks, because he'd been jacked up for so long for having a little bit of weed. Now there was a white boy in skinny jeans and a Hawaiian shirt with a man bun and wire rim glasses asking him if he wanted the sativa indica blend.
That's actually a real person in Denver selling weed. True.
Yeah. The guy, all of a sudden he was like, what? Who's in here? What's going on? Like, he flipped out, and his lady had to, like, he couldn't believe it. He was like, what's going on? So we stopped going to the weed dealer where Mr. Rick was growing in the basement. Now you go to the government regulated weed place.
So you moved into conspiracy theories. Oof.
I mean, we know of MK Ultra, that's been declassified, where they poisoned, LSD, tortured, kidnapped, raped others for 20 years. CIA. Paul Robeson's family believed they did it to him. Why? All of a sudden, the U.S. government got benevolent for the order of Negro after the 1970s. Reagan came in and said, you know what? We've been too hard. Nancy and I have been talking, and we believe that the Negro's been treated poorly, and Nancy and I believe in fairness, and even though we're going to have Ben Vereen do a minstrel show for my second inaugural, we'll treat the Negroes well. Oh, that's right. He actually had them put crack in the communities. None of this stuff seems weird to people. That when we was kids, you turn on the TV, you saw theologians and black theologians and black preachers on TV and black thinkers, and now you turn on the TV and you see Carlos King interviewing Lisa Ray. Nobody thinks that's people think that's just normal. People think Carlos King is normal, loving all the love hands. Y'all think that's normal? Just the natural evolution and development of black entertainment, black popular culture. We went from George Jefferson's brother-in-law explaining to Lionel what an Uncle Tom was and how Uncle Tom's strategic figures made it possible for revolutionaries. We went from that popular culture to baddies. I don't think peculiar about it. It seems like the natural evolution, the natural development of popular cultural productions. We went from James.
And why does this all stem from Detroit?
We went from James getting a trade, or Florida getting his job because they wanted to double up on affirmative action. Double up. We went from that to popular cultural productions now, which include Rashida and Kurt, people in their mid-50s, on a reality show. Although he dressed like he's 22, but looked like he's ready to get Social Security. That seemed normal to people.
I mean, I think it was a progression in how we got here.
Break it down.
I'm just saying, I mean, you have all these acceptance of, bad behavior continuously growing and growing, and now we're here.
I agree with that.
For instance, when it came down to the whole cheating thing, people started making songs about it. And then in the message, what was the message? The message is, okay, I'm leaving. Remember Lemonade? We had that. But then if we go back, we had Jodeci. It's been a continuous progression that God is here. And then when it comes down to how many people want to be popular, how social media has developed, everybody wants to be seen. So all of that is a part of that. You know what I mean? At least that's how I
100% agree. But don't you believe that there are actors somewhere, government, U.S. government, Russian government, Turkish government, whatever, at the end of the day, they're not racist, wherever, that we found, that a lot of this stuff is being bankrolled somewhere as direct assaults on black unity, black community, black families, etc. Let me give you an example. It seems to me that Carlos King somewhere has a set of funders that he either knows about or doesn't know about, whose intent is to destroy black brains. Remember when we were growing up, the United Negro College Fund? They had that United Negro College Fund. It was a brain is a terrible thing. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs. I replaced drugs and just put popular culture in it. Have you ever seen Zeus Network?
Yeah. No, I have not. But I've heard about
that. That man is terrible.
He could allegedly be engaged himself personally in sex trafficking.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, or I read it somewhere. Yeah.
But just like with McDonald's, when they first came up with fast food, their vision wasn't what it is today. And a lot of times people get into this, stardom business or whatever you want to call it, influencing, and like I don't know if you watched Tyra Banks, Top Model, little documentary kind of thing. Yeah. So what her vision was became what their vision was, and they kind of collaborated, and then it got completely out of control. I don't think what actually happened at the end was her thoughts in the beginning. So when you say that possibly, a Russian or whoever is behind it, absolutely. Because they're the ones that's behind the scenes pulling the strings and saying what they want to produce or how they want to produce it. Carlos King is just the plug. He's yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody thinks that this Cheyenne, nobody has thought, like, she just popped up on my thing. She looks like, in this picture right here that popped up, a Reese's peanut butter.
What do you mean?
She looks just like a Reese's peanut butter.
Like you want to eat that thing? What's going on? Hello?
Oh, I thought we were talking about she was brown and light. I don't know.
That's exactly what it just said. You want to eat it? If I had a peanut allergy, it looks so good you want to have an EpiPen. You just deal with it. You can't tell me that there's not somebody, and it's not just the magic of the algorithm, that there's not somebody or somebody's doing the thing. Now, I'm not saying, I see what Mr. saying in the chat, Mr. Presents. I'm not saying like it was better than it was. What I'm saying was there were more options. And what I'm saying was you had a bigger panoply, or even in the silly stuff, it was meaningful from time to time. People don't, I know I'm good at my thing, I hate to do it, but y'all don't think, I don't think that it's peculiar that Chandra Rhimes and Kenya Burris are the two most successful black TV makers of the last 25 years.
What?
People, Chandra Rhimes and Kenya Burris.
Scandal and Blackish First Lady.
So I only think that because they, okay, good.
Go ahead, your mama, come back off mute.
No,
What mic are you?
I think it's a reason why they are not. Yeah, but it's.
But let's talk about it.
No, I haven't thought deeply about it.
Let's talk about it.
I really don't know.
It was really her Willie Boy impression, and I appreciate it. Thank you, First Lady.
Willie Boy.
But I would like to.
You've never heard of Willie Boy?
Over here?
Yeah, that's his catchphrase. Let's talk about it.
Oh, I don't. See, that is my limits in my brain. But nobody can tell me that those television makers, I'm not saying they did it themselves. Nobody can tell me that there was not powerful forces behind them, which made them the most popular television makers of the last 25 years. I just can't believe it.
Wait a minute. So you were just focusing on the women, because Tyler Perry isn't up there?
No, Kenya Burris is a man.
Oh.
Blackish, I didn't mix this up as a man, and he got a massive.
He did Top Model too.
Yeah, he got a massive Netflix deal. What I shot out 2 days ago was more interesting than anything he's produced.
That's insane.
Have y'all seen his work on Netflix?
No, maybe I have. I don't know. You said Blackish and what else?
He did Blackish, Mixed This,
I never watched any of those.
You've seen Black AF?
Never.
Awesome.
And his stuff, I actually find his to be, in a way, almost more insidious, because they are positioned in a way of being pro-black and black folk. To be fair to Chandra Rhimes, she doesn't really do that. She's just doing love stories with great men who just all happen to be white. But it's just a coincidence. It's a coincidence. All the black men are terrible. It's just a coincidence, which is fine. But I don't know, man. You would think it's a coincidence that the top talent is Kevin Hart, and now Kevin Hart is doing y'all are too woke, and I'm not black, but I'm rich shtick in the era of Donald Trump. That's just a coincidence.
What? That's what he said in that.
Seen his responses to the roast.
First Lady playing for us.
I don't remember him saying that in the clip.
Oh no, he didn't say it. No. That's the tenor. That's the.
He did.
That's basically the argument he's making.
Yeah. I get that. Yeah, you remember the part where he talked about this kind of, not directly, but he kind of hinted at it at first.
Yeah. Oh, what y'all don't want people to speak? Who says the people shouldn't be allowed to speak? What, he's been hanging out with Republicans now, conservatives? Kevin Hart's going to turn into the Bill Maher of Negroes?
Well, the funny part was he said he went and handpicked the people, the racists.
Yeah. Hey, boy. Hey, what's going on down there? Hey, come here, man. They about to lynch so-and-so. Don't worry about it, y'all. Y'all okay? I picked my lynchers. As long as I get to pick the people who's going to lynch me, it's okay. Oh, okay. Go ahead, Tom.
So are you saying that Kevin is a sellout?
I'm saying he's clearly some sort of plan from somebody. Now, when the weirdo guy said it on Club Shay Shay a couple years ago, people thought he was hating. And here we are. He's just like the Honorable. Maybe you have to be a weird sounding 4'11" nigga to see the future. Because that's the same thing that happened with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the same thing that happened with Cat Williams.
Kevin Hart was so gentle in his treatment of Cat Williams in that interview. Like, he wouldn't even rock the boat with him. Almost like he was scared of the prophet.
Yeah. I don't know. It's late.
Wait, but
It gave me something to think about.
I have a question about Carlos King. So what else does he do? Because I already know him from like the Huntsville. You know, what's that show? Look.
Yeah, he does Love and Marriage, Huntsville. But he also does Detroit.
And I knew I knew he was on the original producing staff for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But like, okay, so Huntsville, Atlanta. What else?
Yeah, he's got a few cities, but he also does like just like content, like messy content. So people will come on and he'll interview them. That's kind of his thing. But his main shows are the Love and Marriage. He had Detroit and Huntsville.
Okay.
He did Hollywood Divas too. That one didn't last that long.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who did that. Who does the Zeus Network? Who did the Pastors of LA?
Well, the Zeus Network is Lemmy.
Yeah, but who produced that show? Do you know? The Pastors of LA. You know, with Noel Jones and the dude that had the Glock.
It came back. What was his name? The one with the fro.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about too.
Yeah, because they were doing the whole marriage thing. Because Noel Jones, they dragged him because he wasn't married. Remember? And what's his name? The singer. To start with a D. In the hair. Yeah, Dietrich Haddon. Yeah, remember they used to dog him and Noel because Bishop Jones because I don't know that man, so I don't know why I said Noel. Bishop Jones because Bishop Jones was not married, and he had a girlfriend, Loretta, but he wouldn't marry her. They dragged him for filth on the show, the little man with the afro, and then they did the same thing to Dietrich Haddon because he was like I don't know, kind of worldly. I don't know.
Ron. His name was Ron.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Anyway, that show was kind of crazy, and kind of like I don't know, the relationship stuff kind of fits that.
You know what? Lemmy did that show.
Oh, Lemmy did it?
But Lemmy did it, which makes sense because his dad is a bishop.
Oh, because remember it was the young couple who broke up, and they divorced, and when they did the reunion, the woman had I don't know if the man was remarried, but he had reframed his whole world. I think he didn't really want to get divorced, and he was kind of like speaking to that. But yeah, it was all about this sort of shaming them because their relationships didn't work. I mean, the shaming was crazy. I mean, the shaming.
Well, Bishop Jones, he ended up marrying Loretta.
I know. That became the spinoff.
It was
after they dragged him. Yeah.
Make an honest woman out of her.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was. They shamed him into marrying her. Not saying that he shouldn't have married her. I'm just saying that one. And remember, okay, I wish I could remember their name. I'm gonna go Google it in a second. But we reported that house. People have reported that house, but no one has done anything. That other politically correct. and it keeps showing up. Anyway, the little guy with the afro, the short bishop who was like a gang member or a drug dealer back in the day, and he came on a reunion with his gun, and he said that he would not fly in coach, and that if there was one seat left, that his wife would have to sit in coach so he could be in first class. I was like, what the? That's who they had on there. So maybe that's all. Maybe I'm right about that dude from Zeus. What's his name? Lemuel? What's his name?
Yeah.
Lemmy?
Yeah.
Okay.
They call him Lemmy Pepper. But Bam might be onto something because both Lemmy and Carlos King are from Detroit.
They are?
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's the solution? Hello?
Are you saying hello to the room?
Yeah, y'all didn't hear me?
I heard you say hello.
Oh, I was talking for a long time.
Oh,
no! That was
Okay,
God.
repeat
That
it.
was what God.
Repeat it.
That's what God. See, this is what God do. I was just saying, the when they did the reunion for the Real Housewives, the Real Pastors of LA, or the Pastors of LA, or whatever the show was called, Lemuel came out and he looked very geeky, and he came out at the end to kind of promote the Zeus Network. And now when you look at his pictures, he's very like I felt like at the time when he was doing that interview at the reunion that he kind of had cross eyes a little bit. No offense to anybody who has cross eyes, but now if you look at his pictures, he's been like someone is fixing him up. He's got a different look.
Oh, he had a total makeover. Absolutely. A total makeover. Maybe a few surgeries, truth be told.
Yeah, I was about to say that money is fixing a lot.
It's a damn shame. Y'all can see the whole reunion episode of what I'm talking about on the Pastors of LA online. Let me look up to see what that man's name was.
Did they do that other church? Because it was another church reality show that came on for like a season. Then they were out of Detroit. You know what I'm talking about, TC? It was like, I don't know the name of it. It was like about the church families and is it the murder? One of the girls comes from like the church family that be singing with the singing sisters.
Oh, the Cheers. They had their own.
Yeah, the shit. No, it wasn't with. No, because I remember this distinctly because I actually watched this reality show. Her
it
mother.
said Real Pastors of Detroit. They said that's what it was.
Was that it? That might have been it. Because I remember one of the girls, she comes from the family with the sisters sing together, but she was married to a nigga in jail. I remember that distinctly. That's what made me watch it.
This was a series that was focused on. It's called Preachers. Sorry, Preachers of Detroit. Preachers of Detroit. And it's with Charles H. Ellis III, Bishop Ellis. Y'all know him. That's where what's her name funeral was. Rosa Parks' funeral was at his church, I think.
No, but it wasn't about the actual people, the actual like pastors. It was about the kids.
Rita's funeral was there too. He had got caught.
Oh, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Because remember how he touched Ariana's breast in the church, but he just got caught up in a scandal not too long ago.
Bishop Ellis?
Yes.
Oh my God, girl.
Oh, it was real bad, and he had to admit it. At first, people were like, "Oh no," they didn't believe it, but then when he admitted it, it was like, "Oh."
Let me see what I can find on the internet.
Mr.
That's
Resnick,
interesting.
about that?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. Inappropriate relationship. How old was she, TT?
She was very young, and so
22.
Mm-hmm. And so, one of the things that she had posted was a video at his birthday celebration where he invited her to come here. And a lot of the times, you have to pay for very expensive tickets to go to those things.
Uh-huh.
So that's when it was like, oh, maybe there's some truth to what she's saying here.
Oh, I remember. So when you Google it, right, it also talks about the Ariana Grande, or what's her name? Ariana Grande? What's her name? Grande? What is it?
Yeah, Ariana Grande.
Yeah, okay. So it's it's an article in NBC News that I found, and the picture is of him holding her, and Bill Clinton is behind him with his mouth wide open.
That dress was short. Oh my God, Ariana did not.
They didn't. And he had her wrapped up with his arm right around her breast, like you said. But yeah, it's true. The other story, I see it. Oh my God, I see it, TT.
Yeah, and he actually, his uncle had some issues out of Chicago.
Ugh.
Yeah, he had a lot going on. But Mr. Resilience, I actually went to high school with the music director at that church.
One more thing. It was his name is Ron Gibson, the pastor in LA that I was thinking about. Ron Gibson.
But Kiki is the Kiki who Brickman. I thought you were talking about Kiki. That was one of Dorinda's daughters, who you were talking about.
No, so I'm thinking because it was the show. It was based around just the kids and the pastors and the gospel singers, and it was this one flamboyant boy that was one of the preacher's kids. He used to wear his hair blonde and shit. He dressed real, crazy or whatever. And then it was another girl who her dad, they had a tumultuous relationship. It was crazy, and all of this was playing out on the show. And then I distinctly remember that the specific girl that I'm talking about, she came from a famous gospel singing family with all the sisters. I don't know if this is the Clark sisters or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, so those are the Clark sisters. So Dorinda Clark Cole. So I thought
right. So her daughter, one of her daughters, was married to a man that was in jail. And it was all on the show. He was in jail while she was on the show. She was the outcast of the family. But she was living back with her mom. It was crazy. But I remember that show. It was good. It was good and juicy. But it was one season.
But their aunt, so they had an aunt that actually got kicked out of the group. She ain't got nothing on her.
What, the daughter ain't got nothing on the
No.
aunt?
Oh, the daughter ain't got nothing on the aunt. So her aunt actually showed up to she showed up to her mom's funeral to fight the sisters. She showed up to fight Karen Clark Shear at the funeral. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder who produced that show. Did Lemmy produce that show too? The Detroit people?
Let me see.
I thought that Lemmy just came out of nowhere. I didn't know he started off and like he was a Detroit pastor kid. I didn't know nothing about him until the Zeus Network and all his drama, because he got a lot of drama too.
So they basically gave his dad like the title of Bishop of Israel. It really makes no sense. I don't understand it, but that's his dad's title.
Bishop of Israel?
Yes, but within Church of God in Christ.
That's interesting. Well, Lisa, what did you learn tonight about through the book? Lisa wife, whichever one of y'all is on the phone.
No, we're both there.
Okay. What did you learn, Lisa wife?
Spend that shit. Spend that shit.
Spend that shit, right? That's what I'm saying.
You know what is the word that you came up with, Lisa? You have been?
Oh, it's fetch.
Huh?
Assess.
Yeah.
When I tell you I literally threw my phone across the room, I went to go grab it, I flipped it, tumbled it upside down. It was gone. I had to go pick it up. I said, I can't believe that man just said that.
I said that's like your thread that him and Ben got is good. It's the craziest thing in the world, but that's the funniest inside joke on Clubhouse right now. I swear it is.
Kiki, I just pinged you in the 420. You come over.
Oh.
I'm just playing.
She about to bone around for 4
Listen, man, come in here. So, you know what, the other day, I was like, I don't know if I'm being accused of being anti-black or they're accused of other people of being anti-black. But somebody's anti-black.
In 420?
Yeah, when I was like, you know, a lot of times people don't understand that the people in the community don't have other places to go.
Child, they anti-black as hell in 420. I don't know.
So you know what? I actually looked it up. So from the point that my parents' store used to be to the nearest store for the people in that neighborhood, it would take them 40 minutes if they didn't have a car to walk. 40 minutes.
To a black-owned store?
No, just a store, period.
Oh, fuck.
But think about it. If the bus is not running, then you have to wait. So it's a lot of parameters.
It never makes sense, this argument about boycotting shit. It pisses me off every time I hear a nigga say it. I just really want to throw everything at the nigga that says it, because what are we gonna do? Starve to death?
I think it works in some cases, but I don't villainize the people who can't participate because they don't have the resources or luxury to participate. Some people have the means, and then that's okay. You can go to another place. It's easy. But a person who's walking 40 minutes, 20 minutes one way, and then carrying goods with them, that's just unrealistic to me. And then sometimes, a lot of the times, it's little kids going to the store. So we're expecting the little kids to go get the stuff alone in the neighborhood.
Some places don't have sidewalks.
Oh, definitely not sidewalks, especially not in them country as Cape Town. They ain't got no sidewalks.
I
So then you gotta, right? You might get hit by a car trying to do all that shit.
Yeah, it was like wow, because like when she moved from London, she moved to the South, and I was just trying to tell her like, bro, they ain't got sidewalks down here.
And I walked. Like I went to. I was like, forget this. Because the gas station wasn't too far from where we lived, so I was like, I'm just gonna walk because I'm used to walking. There was no sidewalks. I think people take that for granted, not realizing that.
Where in London are you from?
North London.
Are you from the north? My best friend from the north.
Yeah.
You guys rely heavily on public transportation, so I can understand that being like a big, like
it's because I drove a lot in London as well, but I would drive more for work because I would go like out of town. But driving is like in the city, in certain like residential places, 20 miles per hour. So what's the point of driving?
Mm-hmm. That's what he said. It's just more convenient to take. But then going from that to down south, I'm from New York, and like public transportation here is like, I don't know, it's not even, it's hard, it's not accessible, so it's a big transition for a New Yorker that only took the train and the bus and cabs everywhere.
So I took this adventure. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try the train. So I took the Amtrak one day to go see my in-laws because I was like, everybody was like, well, we can drive and we can pick you up when I was switching my UK license to American license. And I was like, no, I just want to try the train. And I jumped on the Amtrak. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad experience, but like,
because that's from state to state. That's like but I'm talking about like local transit. Like, you know what I mean? From metro.
It depends. Because I haven't been to New York, but it depends on where you live. Like, if you don't live in a city place that has metro trains,
right,
then it's just there's no trains to catch.
That you might have a bus. They may have like a county bus. But outside of that, it's not. And I live in Atlanta. I moved from a major city to another major city. But the transit here it's not comparable to New York at all.
Spirits. The Amtrak was cool. I met some cool people on the train.
I love Amtrak. That's my favorite way to travel, actually.
It was peaceful. I had my laptop sitting there. I had my snacks. It was like a 5-hour train ride. I was looking out the window. It was scary at night, though. What did you take from the book, Brooklyn?
Child, I was being nice because they were intellectualizing the book, but I didn't see the difference between the book of Jamal, the Jamal in the book, and the Jamal on Clubhouse. I didn't see the difference.
Have you guys ever, like Brooklyn, read Wahida Clark, like The Coldest Winter?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. I was like, this
that shit was not The Coldest Winter worthy. Like, that was more like a story. It was, but I get what you're saying. It was like one of them ghetto books, like a ghetto tale. But it's different because it's an advice book too. Like, so it's just terrible advice. That's just that. Listen, if that's how men think that women should operate, I don't think that we fuck. Well, we fucked anyway, but that's why we fuck, because that's what they think we should do.
But like Wahida Clark, like the coldest winter, wasn't she kind of like going after people that had money? Like it had similar themes, whereas his was more of a self-help. So I was just like,
the focus was about street life. Like it was about hustling and fucking with hustlers. Like I identified with that, but I can't identify with what the fuck Jamal was talking about. Like especially him telling us after all of that while he made the book, he was homeless and met a girl, and that threw me off altogether. You giving all of this advice as a poor man, like, and your way to success was through a woman. That's crazy as fuck. But maybe it's me.
Jamal has had many lives, many careers. Trucker, pundit, author, salon owner, weavologist. I'm being serious. He really has had a salon, sold hair. Of course, we know he drives truck. Likes to talk about everything and apparently an author.
I mean, he has a skill to pivot. Like he's pivoted, I guess, in his times of being down. So he went from one business idea or job to the next. That's a good survival skill. However, I'm not sure the way that he's giving advice, it may have been better maybe for him to give it from a standpoint of this is what I went through and you don't have to go through this. Why the fuck in this state would you be giving advice to women? In any state, to be honest with you. Why? I mean, it's entertainment and entertaining, and it's good to hear that perspective because you see what old freaking niggas be thinking about.
But he had a co-writer as well, which was a female perspective that shared similar views.
Yeah, we see that every day. His book and the fact that it was written in 2018 also speaks to how we ended up where we are, like the beginning, because that was like the beginning of the gender war era. All of that, like that time was when all of the shit started like coming about. It wasn't Kevin Samuels, it was Tommy Sotomayor or whatever that man's name is. So these people were like making a way, and they were giving advice on women and how to be married, and how women should be married, and what they should do, and old freaky ass niggas giving advice. And we are in 2016, almost 10 years later, it's worse. It ain't getting no better with all the advice we done got so far. It's not changed anything. It's made everything even worse than it started off as.
It'll be interesting to see what the next project will be. Because I hope he took the feedback from the room.
Yeah, but he's also been on Clubhouse for the past 5 years. So I can't imagine it being more enlightening. I can't. This is just me being pessimistic, maybe, but
you may miss the people.
I can't imagine it being any better, or more progressive or nothing. Like it's gonna be some bullshit. That's just what it is.
Maybe because I need to like listen to more of the book when they do play it over the weekend. I was just like, so would a man not be valuable if he's in the fixing stage of his life? Like I started pinging a lot of questions in my head, so I was like, I know like the target audience were women, but because it was coming from a man's perspective and then his background context, it was just like, you're catering more to women's needs as opposed to women meeting you where you're at.
Jamal was crazy.
And it still gives a sense of the things that they say on here, like, regardless of the circumstance of the man, right? You as a woman are supposed to bend over backwards while still also being submissive and being obedient. Like, I can't wrap my mind around that. I think I'm too modern day woman. I think I have got feminized or whatever that shit is. What is it? Feminist. I'm a feminist at this
Radicalized.
Cause I'm radicalized and I'm a feminist. Cause I couldn't even see how any of that makes sense. As an adult woman, I don't understand none of that shit, to be honest with you.
Oh, and the co-author was his former fiance, and they got in an argument, and she said, well, maybe you should write a book since you're an expert, and that's how he got the book.
Oh. So wait, so Asia was his former fiance, and they ended up breaking up, and now she's married, because he was like, I think she's married, that's what he said.
He did.
That's a damn shame.
What did 50 Cent say? Like, was it 50 Cent that said? I don't know if it was 50 Cent. I don't think it was him. Someone said, good publicity, bad publicity. No, Kanye. It was Kanye that said it. Good publicity, bad publicity is still publicity at the end of the day.
I do not think bending over backwards is being nice to men. I think bending over backwards is a woman going out working 8 hours a day, 8 to 12 hours a day, coming home, cooking, cleaning, and paying the bills, and the nigga managing the money. That's what the fuck I think bending over backwards is. And as we can see from what we've heard in this room tonight, that shit is happening. So miss me, please, and thank you. Dick Nathan.
Sorry, I missed it. Did you say Asia was his ex-wife?
Ex-fiance.
Ex-fiance.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I missed that.
I wonder if Asia wrote a book.
She needed to. Like, look at what the fuck I missed out on. Thank God. I moved the fuck on. It's silly. It's silly as fuck.
While I yell and drive any sane person crazy.